Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next session of the Lodge at Endsmeet. Who would like to provide a recap for an inspiration point?
Oh boy, it's been a minute.
I got it. I listened to session today.
Yes.
All right, Emily, go for it.
I'm probably gonna miss some stuff. I also
Oh,
actually
if I remember something, I'll throw it at you.
excellent. I also actually took notes last time. So we kind of got to know Essa a little bit better. Claudia and Essa both got tattoos. Claudia got Jericho's tattoo non-magically on her back. Um, Essa, I think, got like an expertise in Arcana question mark.
Yeah.
I think it was expertise in Arcana. And there was this like nice little moment where Darlene kind of scampered up to him and was like, the fuck? What are you? But like cutely in little girl voice. And he was like, I am going to be kind to this little girl and indulge her curiosity in a way that shows that I am not offended. And the rest of the town seemed pleased with that. Um, People kind of did various things. Velen tried to meditate her hangover away, test practice with her whip. Shrine is growing well. Claudia tried to convince Tess to do ascending to Vera, but like Tess was like, how about we talk to the rest of the group? And the rest of the group was kind of hesitant because like we don't have a great history with Vera, and like Claudia obviously feels a way about her because she helped Jericho that one time and is a shifter or a werewolf rather. But we kind of generally decided that it would be better to ask Solite to do it because Solite told us that she would. And when we asked her a little bit later, she did say, "Yeah, I talked to her, and we found she was not dead. She's just gravely wounded." We then went to Targon to have him perform another sending to her.
Right.
And she asked us to come to something Steps Bridge. But she wanted it to be like her and Claudia alone, and the rest of the group was like, fuck that, before Claudia could even really say anything, which kind of made her feel upset. But we were like, hey, this is very dangerous. So we came up with a plan whereby we would kind of renegotiate with her if Tess had energy at the end of the night to be like, hey, how about instead of like just Claudia, how about we make Lehman's tiny hut and that'll be the safe space inside, and you two can be inside, but we'll be outside just in case. So we haven't done that yet, but that's kind of the plan, I think. And Artie did a whole bunch of crafting and made Tess a really excellent bow that does like 2d6 poison damage. Artie's noxious pocket, he made one, really not a bow, like a quiver. And that was a really nice moment. And also the big thing in the session was that we got a house. Gideon went and talked to the mayor and was like, hey, you gonna give us a house? And the mayor was like, yes, and now we are neighbors with Tarly. Many things happened. We found a noose really Claudia found a noose and everyone kind of freaked out about it in a different way. It is no longer a noose. We cut it off. We found out that it was there because the house used to belong to the sheriff, whose job was occasionally to do executions. Essa made friends with a mouse, which was very cute. Artie and Essa found a painting with a dog in the background. The dog's name is Truth. And Essa summoned it by saying its name in, I think, Halfling, or regular, I can't remember.
I think it was Halfling.
I think it was Halfling. And then the dog appeared and was very cute and immediately beloved by everyone. Gideon took stock of all the repairs that we need to do, and it's a whole bunch. The roof needs a bunch of cubic feet, and the floor needs to be repaired, and there's 3 windows that are broken, and a whole lot of stuff. A couple other treasures were found. There was a harp that Essa found that is like a Pied Piper harp, and Claudia and Gideon found an any tool, a traveler's any tool. So we are having a fun time in the Clarkson house, and Tess is like not really trusting a house and is outside mostly weeding the garden. And Artie locked the door with an arcane lock that Gideon immediately wanted to remove. The password is Fiddlesticks. And then at the end of the session, Claudia snuck away to have a date with Thomas, and Tess saw her and followed her and was like, hey, don't do that. And Thomas was like, hey, don't do that. And yeah, that's where we ended the session.
I got severely reprimanded. Yes, I do remember that.
Yes, that did happen. Okay, Emily, well done. You've earned an inspiration point.
Yay!
So, the question is, your original plan was to, I believe, camp out at Steps Bridge. Only that is not really going to work.
It's already evening.
As it is already evening and the party is slightly split. So, do we continue on to the next morning? Or...
No.
No?
Because
when did-
I got this.
Okay.
I got this. I'm
Okay.
assuming our original plan that was forgotten was if we didn't get into any shit at the end of the night, we were gonna burn Ascending to renegotiate the terms with Vera and not surprise her with the whole group being here. Which, the end of the session, you said we could take a long rest, but I wanted to make sure that we attempt to do the Ascending first before we take a long rest. I'm assuming when Claudia gets back from her date.
Remind me also, were we supposed to meet her tonight or tomorrow morning?
Next morning. No
Next-
specific time was
It was-
given.
Yeah,
mean-
yeah. She didn't specify. So the earlier
and
the better.
It was like, and I mean, we weren't supposed to meet her at all. Claudia was supposed to meet her
Yes.
alone.
Alone.
Not
happening.
Is the tattoo wagon still in town?
At this point in the evening, yes.
Okay, so looking at the menu that you so kindly made, I do see that you can buy skill proficiencies. Can I get a tattoo of a tool proficiency?
Yes,
That'd
which
be cool.
tool?
Carpenter's tools.
For the Hallie.
Yes, you can do that.
Yay!
Okay. Would it be 100 gold as well?
Yes, it would.
That's a great thing to get. Handyman, Gideon.
And you have the
There's
the traveler's
any
tool.
Yeah.
You have the any tool too, Gideon.
We do have an any tool. So Gideon would go get that tattoo. He would ask probably Artie or anybody if he can borrow 9 gold. He only has 91 gold.
I have 10 gold, so yes, you can borrow. No, I have 19 gold. Yes, I
I
can
have
give you 10 gold.
13 entire gold. My spell components are so expensive. I have 13 gold.
Papa,
Thank you.
I gotcha. Here you go.
Alright, thanks, Artie.
Damn, guys, where's all your money going?
Spell components!
What money?
I have 160 gold.
Well,
I buy a lot of shit.
you don't.
Yeah,
have
I
any
guess
spell
I
components.
don't really have any.
Master craft things.
don't really have any
Materials are
expenditures.
expensive. Bandicite in particular. Throw 90% of my gold is gone.
Gotta
So,
save all my money for diamonds.
Gideon, you do purchase a tool proficiency tattoo for carpentry tools, which is a small tattoo. It is really, the final design is kind of up to you, but it's generally about the idea of maybe a stylized half hammer, half an item that matters to you.
I got a hammer and sickle, like a communist.
You
Nice.
sure could.
Nice.
It's up to you.
You're gonna start a new thing in the Enamorinth.
You're just gonna have a 2x4 on your arm?
Flank
Cross-
from Ed and Eddie.
Oh, plank.
No. Goodness
I'm
gracious.
mostly kid.
Mostly, of course. All right. So Gideon, make a note of that. And let me know once you've made that change, because then I can edit it in Foundry so that it updates your character sheet.
To try to figure out how to add that to my sheet. I will.
Okay. If you can't figure it out, I can. So let me know if you have trouble with it.
If you just click where it says tools on D&D Beyond, it
Mhm.
should have
Oh, okay.
an
okay.
option at top. Choose an option under add new proficiency.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This evening, there was talk of ascending being
Mhm.
cast. I do need to know what the words of that sending are.
It's up to Tess.
Yep,
bef-
I'm working on it.
Get all the important information in 25
Before
words.
we do that, Gideon would ask why does Claudia need to be alone in a tiny hut? Like, what does she have to? What's she gonna discuss with Vera?
Am I on my date still, or am I a part of this conversation, Echo?
I mean, I would hope you'd be a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I would assume if Gideon's asking this question, it would be
Yeah,
after
I mean,
you've
that does seem
returned.
to be a conversation that Claudia would need to be there for. Presumably, Tess came back and told us that she was on a date and isn't dead. So,
That is also what happened at the end of the session. Yes.
okay,
I came
right,
back.
right.
Okay, so if you ask Claudia that, she would kind of shrug and say, "She asked for me to be alone."
Okay, I get that, but you know, the rest of us, I mean, you're not the only one who's got stake in this conflict right now.
True. But I might have the relationship isn't the right word, but the best standing with Vera right now.
Yeah, I'm asking, what are you going to say to her?
I'm open to a conversation about that. I don't really know. A way to convince her that our interests are aligned for this and that if we combine efforts, we'll be better off.
I mean, my impression is she kind of needs all the help she can get right now.
I agree, but
So,
she kind of strikes me as the prideful type, but not unreasonable.
Can I give you my 2 cents?
Absolutely.
Take this with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. She does need all the help she can get. And I think that she thinks that there's a common ground between you two and that you might be the most pliable to join her cause. I don't think that she thinks that any of us are gonna, but I think there's a reason that she wants just you. I think she might think it's the most realistic idea of getting somebody to join with her.
You think
Which,
she's going to use it as an opportunity to sway me?
yeah, kinda.
Really? Genuinely, you think that?
Well, I'm not saying it's gonna work. I'm just
No,
saying.
no. I'm not that sorry. I
Yeah,
didn't mean to come
yeah,
across as
yeah.
offended. I'm seriously inquiring if you believe that that's a possibility right
Yes, because
why
if
else would she want you alone?
she really needed all the help she can get.
Well-
Especially because we have told her acquaintances when we saw them fighting that we wanted to speak to her. She still only specifically asked for you.
Well,
She wanted all the help she can get. She would ask us all.
what I think her asking for me specifically is because she's weak and hurt and isn't fully welcome to trusting 6+ people confronting her at the same time.
I healed her friends.
True,
Mhm.
and maybe she didn't know that. Maybe she does now.
But you can tell her as much.
If she's only comfortable talking to you, then what I would suggest that you have a conversation with her about is being open to talking to the rest of us.
Sure, absolutely. I want to be best case scenario. She trusts us enough that we can all have a real conversation together. But I think maybe like a good faith in that she asked to speak to me.
Does that outweigh the worst case scenario?
Being
You getting kidnapped or killed or any of the such?
I just don't think she has the resources or the energy to be able to accomplish something like that right now.
Kidnapping a single person, even a powerful single person, not that hard.
That's yeah, and that's assuming that like she doesn't also have a lot of people in the woods, which are very difficult for us to see.
I agree with you. I think you're being a little generous with a lot considering what we know about the split between their groups.
We don't know how many of them there are. We know that there are more. We know that we never knew how many of them, all of them, the Moon Clan there were in the first place. We know that there are more. I think we know there's more of the culling, maybe.
There's
But
way more of the culling.
But we don't actually. But that doesn't mean that her army is like 5 people. Her army could be like 100 people.
I think Vera is vulnerable and weak right now, and I think that makes her very reluctant to trust anyone. And that's why she wants to talk to Claudia alone. That doesn't mean that I trust her.
I think that she's intelligence. Yeah, I don't believe that she would willingly, if she compromised me and then got all of you on her bad side, then she would have a war on 2 fronts. And that doesn't really help her, does it?
don't know if she knows we're willing to help yet. We really haven't put that across, so it.
Well,
you
you
know
met
what I'm
those
saying?
you met those
Yeah, yeah.
guys, and my group met Cassandra.
Cassandra.
Right. So in two different directions,
we
she
met
would
other
have proof
people,
that
too.
we're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tried. And that's the thing. If we assume everyone in this conversation, or these conversations, is acting in good faith, then we're all kind of trying. But also there's a whole giant group of people that want to kill her, so I can't blame her for not being trusting. Very frustrating. Anyway, I like Tess. I like your message. But
I'm not leaving old Trusty over here, though, as I pat my pistol on the hip.
I mean, I kind of meant no weapons for either of them, but like, as
We
an act of
wouldn't-
good faith on our part. What do you think?
Could be in your bag. Not have to be visibly seen, but can still be on you.
Big ask. Big old ask.
I should think that the fact that she knows where my niece is and I don't is enough leverage
Enough leverage.
for her to feel comfortable meeting us.
It's true.
Again, she needs help.
I just don't think she could be choosy about where that help comes from right now.
I do
I
agree.
agree. Yeah.
So then, is this the message you want to send, or do we want to edit it at all?
I think we could even play more of a power move if we all think that she doesn't have much leveraging tool here. I think we can call the shots a little more.
You think?
I think the no weapons thing is. I don't really. There was a courser in the.
Maybe instead of no
forest?
weapons, put no hostility.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm
That's
not
fine.
going to that forest without my weapon.
The implication is no fighting, no aggressive acts. Of
No
course,
aggression.
it's
No
no aggression.
That's fine.
Other than that, I think it's spot on.
Yeah.
All right. Then Tess will look around the group one last time, kind of like get the okay. Hold on to her holy symbol and channel. And this, I think, is her first sending ever, so it'll be an interesting, like, little rush in her holy symbol. And she'll kind of open that channel to Vera. Does it take?
Yes.
And she says, "The last time one of us was alone, we lost him. We can create a neutral space for you and Claudia. No aggression. Acceptable?"
Ask for a time too.
That was 25 words.
I couldn't. I need more.
Okay.
I didn't have.
There is a pause. Steps Bridge is neutral. You can scout it all you like. Only Claudia at dawn or not at all. You asked for me.
She says Steps Bridge is neutral enough. Only Claudia. Or nothing.
God, I really wish these spells worked a little bit, like to where we can have some open communication. I feel like there's more.
That'd be
we
a
can
higher
talk about,
spell.
you know?
That'd be a higher level spell.
I mean, who do we inquire to these gods about kind of extending the limit on this, or a little?
Go
back
ahead and
forth on it,
pray
you know?
for that, Artie.
I got one more left. What do you want to do?
Don't spend that much magic. We make the decision.
First, we need to talk about this. What does the area of Steps Bridge look like, Echo? It's a bridge. Is there a big open land around the bridge? How close is the forest line?
Steps Bridge is at the top of where a canyon splits. It's kind of a slope approaching Steps Bridge from both sides. It is not a very large bridge, and the forest reaching up to the bridge is fairly loosely packed. It is not dense forest. It's fairly easy to see. The last time you all were up there, you rolled pretty well in perception, and you didn't have a hard time navigating nor finding your way through there, and you saw the tree from several miles away, even whilst you were up there. So it's still forest. It is not densely packed.
Yeah, I'll basically relay the whole message. She's like, you can scout it all you want. Seems like this is going to be as neutral as we get.
Okay, before anything else, Tess, I know you have a connection with Jamino. Can you ask them for any truth? Like, does Vera plan on harming us, or me specifically?
I could have if I still had that scroll.
I don't think that she plans on harming you.
I don't either.
That's not what I'm worried about.
This
Yeah.
is...
I'm not worried about her, but every time somebody's been... Sorry about that, Artie.
No, you're getting right at what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Well, the last times that we've split up and gone out into those woods, people have died.
I agree. I don't think I should just walk from camp to there by myself. I think you should come with me, but I think the conversation needs to just be me.
I'm okay with that. I don't know, Tess, if you... Tess, I don't know if you have any more capabilities to send anything. That being said, we do have to explain that, A, to an extent, we want to help the enemy. We have common enemies. B, we're not letting Claudia go through the forest on her own. So even a perimeter.
We don't need to explain that. She'll know that we're there, and she can be stupid about that if she wants.
I mean, I'll stand on
Claudia can walk up to the bridge herself, and we can stay back in the woods, and that's fine.
I think she's reasonable enough to accept you guys at the forest line.
Is it
it's
worth
either that or
spending
nothing.
Is it worth spending my last slot to confirm that, or should we assume it?
No, keep your magic. I don't think it's worth... She's made her position clear. I don't think she's changing where she's at. If it's not good enough for her, she just won't be there.
Echo, how long was the bridge? Do we remember?
It's pretty long.
Like,
let me look at the map.
100 feet? Like 100 feet or so?
No, it's not that long.
Okay.
Steps Bridge,
Okay.
It's maybe a 50-foot long bridge.
Okay.
And the bridge is theoretically where they want to meet, the middle of the bridge.
Maybe.
What's that?
Okay. Well, I kind of, now that I know magic, I have a couple new things I can do. I know you guys didn't. I think Velen got to see it. I can teleport, kind of. Not far distances. Or I can even teleport somebody else. So, we're definitely going to want to have a plan if shit goes awry.
Of course.
I can, Gideon's got range. I can teleport somebody in to help out, or myself, whatever the case may be. We can get a contingency plan, but I'm not letting you out of eyesight.
I agree. That's fine.
Okay?
I think having a plan if something goes wrong or she betrays us, or at least betrays our trust.
She's now said twice to come alone.
Yes.
That
So
means
I go.
not us.
You guys stay in eyesight, but far enough away. Something goes wrong. What do we do? What's the plan?
Well, you're gonna turn into a fucking wolf and start booking it, okay?
I can do that.
Like fucking fast, okay?
I'm pretty fast,
Mhm.
like that.
And I'm gonna shoot a bunch of fire.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think running and not letting you run and not revealing ourselves as much as we can until whatever other enemies we have. Because I can't imagine that she would attack you if she does attack you alone. That doesn't seem smart.
No, there's no benefit to it.
There's no benefit.
I feel like they wanted you. We just don't know what the reason why they want you. I mean, she's made it clear.
I'm a werewolf.
Yeah, I think she wants you on
It's
her.
kind of their major criteria for acceptance.
Sorry,
Is there some sign? Is there some sign or symbol that might help us in case you feel like you're in trouble?
I pull out the ring.
That's
That's
I
actually
could
not
also
a bad
woo. But the ring's a good idea.
idea. The ring's a good idea just because
Flick it over to you.
Catch.
it's just small.
Mm-hmm. They wouldn't even really notice me willing it away if
That way, even if she magics you or something like that, if you feel like you're in danger under a spell and
Mhm.
still have enough faculty to send us the ring, and it doesn't look like something's going wrong, we'll know.
we should right now decide on what it means to receive the ring. There was a bit of a discrepancy between our groups.
You
If
didn't get
you
my message to just go back to town? Everything's okay?
There was
So
no
Ah,
we just
it that's right, because the physical message can't go with the ring, and we
Mm.
learned that. So
Mhm.
now we just need the ring to mean something by itself, because that's all that's gonna come.
If the ring appears, I'm in
I
trouble.
mean, get me out of here.
Mhm.
Yes. It means
Now,
I need
the other
help
thing
now.
is, don't be leaving with her because we're not going to be in communication. So you're not letting her take you to some second
Secondary
location.
location.
Yeah, if
Gotcha.
you guys start trying to leave eyesight,
Or come
I
in
won't let
hot.
that happen.
on.
I'll explain that that's just not an option. If she can't communicate there and then,
the other thing
it
is,
can't be done.
yeah, she's not wrong. We asked for this meeting with her, so what are we asking her for exactly?
We want to work together as far as
We want to
stopping
take
Rainer's
Rainer out.
culling. Exactly. That's the big key here. Our interests aligned. Rainer betrayed her, and he's trying to hurt us.
Yeah, because as long as he's out there, Grace ain't safe. So
Yeah. No one's safe.
Buddy, I hope you don't think that we don't have faith in you. You know?
I don't think that. I know that you care. I appreciate that you care.
It kind of comes off like that. Now that I'm saying all this back, is like it's kind of sounding like we don't have faith that you might just run off and become a Mooney. That's not what we're saying here. We just can't take any risks to lose you.
It's not that at all. It's that it's like I told her.
It's been a really
Well,
hard fucking week.
we've
Mhm.
lost enough.
I want you to know that at least I can't speak for the whole group, but I assume they think the same way I do. Is we do have faith in you. We know you're capable and you're smart
Yeah.
and you can do great things. Just don't want to lose you.
I do.
One more, and more than that, we all owe it to Jericho to keep you safe.
Motherfucker's gonna haunt me if I let anything happen to you.
I
Can
do
you
understand
imagine?
that I'm the youngest, and I don't think that plays into your perceptions of me, but it's true. So maybe sometimes the decisions I make are a little rash. And Jericho's were too, so there you go. There is a part of me that kind of feels connected to Vera, and it's kind of hard to explain. But I think it happened when I asked who she served, and I thought she was going to say Valkeen, but she said her family, and that made sense to me.
I just thought she was kind of hot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't argue that.
I think
Yeah.
well, I just want you to know that I hope you feel connected to us too, Claudia.
I do.
That's
You
all.
know, Gideon, I said that Jericho saw you like a dad. That
Yeah.
wasn't just true for him.
Gideon looks overwhelmed, like he doesn't know what to say, and just kind of
So-
nods.
And the rest goes for you too. And I mean, less paternal.
Well,
Most
that's
of-
fucking
crazy-
adorable.
Most of you aren't men, but
Can I be the crazy uncle?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
You can be my
Okay.
crazy uncle anytime, Marty.
yeah, for sure. So
We just got,
don't doubt that either, okay?
yeah, just be careful. We know you're capable. We know you're competent. We're just, concerned. It's been a hard week for
Yeah.
you too. So
Yeah.
just be safe.
Okay, I say we're aligned in a goal. We're gonna get Rainer, and hopefully at some point she trusts us enough to have a conversation with all of us. But is there anything major that you guys want me to mention?
I think mention that we know the password to the tree gates.
Okay. If
Cassandra-
Cassandra hasn't said anything yet,
Cassandra-
sure.
Sandra gave us that. I don't know if they've talked.
I don't know if we should be snitching on Cassandra. Maybe she wasn't supposed to tell that.
No,
Oh.
I think it's okay if it seems like she doesn't know.
It was an act of trust.
You can tell her that my niece is with her people.
I was thinking that's a good place to start, because then she'll be like, "Oh, I've talked to Cassandra. I know this already," and then I'll kind of know where that conversation has been. And if I do say that we know the password, I can swear up and down and sideways that we didn't tell anybody else, not even
We
Solite.
Yeah, we didn't tell Solite. So, and I mean, if she needs proof of that, I got a spell that would keep us from lying.
Something tells me she might have that capability too. But I'll let her know that if she needs proof that we'll be able to provide it.
Let her know our main goal, besides revenge on Raynor, is peace. That's
Right.
really our main goal. And if there's anybody that's going to stand in between the peace, that's the only issues we have. We don't have an issue with her outlook on life. It's the fact that they want to harm innocent people. They want to kidnap. And if that was Raynor's people, and she's not going to go through life acting like that, everybody just wants to be peace and to be safe. That's our goal.
Makes sense. Okay. I think I got it.
You got this.
Yeah. We'll go first light, Dawn.
My dog won't go for his walk.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, little baby.
He's worried
You
too.
gotta wake up early, huh? Who the fuck sets a meeting at dawn? Don't they know not before 9 p.m. no meetings?
9
And
p.m.?
9 a.m.
Okay,
9
I was gonna say, damn.
Morning.
Are you a deep gnome?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm confident in this.
I'm not, but we gotta do it.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we sleeping in the house tonight?
I mean, yeah, it's got some roof.
I mean, we could. What time do we need to leave to get to Steps Bridge by dawn?
Ego.
Gideon roll survival.
Okay.
Is it too late to where we're not gonna be able to get a long rest in?
No way. Her date wasn't that long.
Okay.
Oh, baby. That's a pretty good start.
At
was down to the second.
8:24.
Yeah, you know down to the minute. You
We do
know
without our compass.
it's getting colder. It's getting later in the seasons. If you leave the town of Endsmeet by 6 in the morning, you will make it to Steps Bridge by dawn.
Okay.
What time would we say it is right about now?
Oh, it's 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So we can still get it in.
Okay,
We
that's
got
good.
no other conversation. I got something for Echo.
I'm good. Can I take the attic in the house, by the way? I wanted to ask, but I forgot last time.
I want basement.
Of course, sweetheart. You can sleep wherever you want.
The root
Yay.
cellar.
Root cellar. Yes, I want the root cellar.
I think I would prefer my tent for right now.
Well, sure. But
Can you
Also
put it
fine.
inside?
be close by, right?
Oh yeah, I'll be right here. It'll be like right near the garden. Look, I'll be right under this window.
That's what we'll knock if we need to talk to you. Okay.
Gideon will build oh, maybe while Claudia was on her. Well, no, never mind. Do it later.
Is there a pillow fort in the living room now? With
Mhm.
Gideon labeled on top of it? All right. You said you had something for me?
Yes. Remember, I still have the stuff to make the potions.
Uh-huh.
If I start it, is it like can I let it brew overnight? Is that what you kind of told me it would be? A situation like that? I don't remember
Each
if I
potion
started
takes each potion takes 6 hours to brew, but you don't have to watch it. So
Okay.
yes, that you could leave it overnight.
Okay, I'll start before we go to sleep. I'll start brewing 1 potion. I have enough for 3.
Okay. You can
Excellent.
have a potion by when you wake up.
Thank you.
Simple enough. You guys have a plan.
Mhm.
You get yourselves settled into the home, the ex-Clarkson home, or some of you don't. Some of you sleep in tents or back at the lodge, whatever it is, your sleeping arrangement. It is secure tonight. You all can click the long rest button.
Yay.
Woo.
I just realized we've been sitting on the splash for this whole time. Let me move over to the city map.
I'm over here. That was my
Oh,
date.
actually, before we go to bed, Tess will ask. Is there? If I have some juice, is there anyone else you want me to? I have a spell slot. Does anyone want me to send another message?
Oh. Gideon would say, I mean, if you don't know her, could you maybe send one to River?
Can I do that, Echo? If I don't know the person, but I'm like familiar with the fact that she exists?
A lot of DMs rule that a good enough description might work. Or one of their things.
Yeah, we have some of her things.
You don't know her, but you know her name with a description and... give me a spellcasting check.
Yeah. Hi, 24.
Nice.
Yes. You can.
Gideon, what do you want me to say? I can say, hi, River. I'm a friend of your uncle's. He's alive. Is that a good start?
He's looking for you?
Tell her I came here looking for her and to stay safe. We'll talk soon, hopefully.
Give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves while I count words.
How do you think she's gonna respond, Gideon? Any idea?
I have no idea. I have no idea what she's been going through, but I want her to know that I don't know, I've been looking for her. It's not like she disappeared and no one cared.
How well did you know her?
Oh, I know him pretty well. My little brother and I were pretty close. I go stay with them and the girls every couple months, probably. Just
I'm sorry about your brother.
thank you. Me too.
Okay. Tess
Sorry
will
about your
step-
brother too, sweetie.
Yeah.
My heart. Tess sketches out what I put in chat. Does that work for you, Gideon?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Okay. Tess is gonna reach out and say, "Hey, can I hold that? It's a hair comb, right? What is it of hers? That drumstick."
Yeah,
Well,
those drumsticks.
These are. She touched these more recently, so yeah, and he'll hand over the drumsticks.
And then she's gonna put that in one hand, and then she'll put that in one hand and like also have that next to her symbol. But then with the other hand, she's gonna reach out for Gideon's hand too.
Gideon will allow it.
And so she'll channel that power again and say, "Hi, River. I'm Tess. I'm a friend of your Uncle Gideon. He's alive and looking for you. He says, hang on, stay safe. He loves you."
For the flavor of this, I'd like you to roll me a charisma check.
Yeah.
And as Gideon is holding your hand, Gideon, you feel Tess's voice echo out away from her as if you are participating in the sending spell.
Just charisma or like
Straight
persuasion?
charisma.
I'm not as good at that. That's only a 6. Sorry, Gideon.
You have it for inspiration reroll.
Oh, you know what? That is a good point. Let's do that. 11.
That's better.
That is better.
So,
Okay. both of you here. Oh, Uncle Pigeon? I thought... I'm glad you're out there. I love you too. I don't... Have you found Lils? I don't... And that's the end of
She
the
doesn't know how to.
Can't tomorrow. We can tomorrow.
Uncle Pigeon?
Uncle Pigeon? Yeah, Tess is immediately going to turn to Gideon and be like, Uncle Pigeon?
Gideon clears his throat. He's like, yeah, it wasn't real easy for the girls to say Gideon when they were real small. Thank you, Tess. Thank you.
Wait over here.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm sorry I don't have another one to send right now.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Honestly, I don't know what to say to her yet. I have to think about it. I haven't found any trace of. Thank you, Tess. Really.
Yeah. Tess squeezes his hand and then lets it go because, affection is hard.
That's true.
Oh God.
Is there anything else tonight?
Except
Ellen.
tears.
Valen, can you maybe play us something? Or, sing us something?
You got a new harp. You're
She's
also
muted.
Did your headset update?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now we can hear you.
Okay, good. Then yes, I can play you something. Velen will take out the harp. And check its tuning and just run her hands over it.
It is a magical harp, and so it is in tune now that you've spent the time tuning it.
Yeah,
Tune.
she's mostly just
Oh my god, you've attuned to it.
yeah, I've attuned to the tune. Mostly she just is centering herself and trying to figure out what to play. And then she'll just play something relatively simple like a lullaby on the harp.
Velen.
Wow.
Oh, okay. I was going to say roll performance.
Bruh,
Now,
that's the goodest lullaby ever.
anyone with a decent passive perception can see that as Velen is playing in the den of this house, you see that lining the wall are maybe 10 or 12 small mice that have gathered and are listening to the music.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's so Cinderella.
That is what the harp does.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's the Pied Piper of harps. I forgot about that.
Okay.
Yeah, but we don't mind mice, so.
I'll say it in the morning. Don't worry about it.
After your conversations, you're reaching out to loved ones, the slightly tear-jerking moment, you all can have a long rest, unless there is anything else anybody thinks of at the last moment before I say that. Okay. You all go to bed.
Wait. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I will kill you, I swear to God.
No, I do have things I want to say. I can wait till the morning, though.
Okay. Well, it is now the morning.
Yeah.
What is it that you wanted to say?
Okay. First, I'm going to go up to Claudia. She's going to see this vial with a reddish, almost burgundy liquid in it. It's my attempt at making a health potion, so it's not quite perfect looking.
Roll me Arcana.
Artie's pick-me-up potion.
If this is a healing potion, I'm looking for a specific DC that does not meet it.
Inspiration.
Sludge.
Okay.
16.
Well,
That does meet it. The DC is 15. This potion abides by my perfect potions rule. That's it. If he rolled below a 15, you would have to roll to heal from this potion as an action or bonus action. And as a bonus action, the roll would be disadvantage.
That makes sense.
I'm guessing this is the just a standard healing potion.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Before I went to sleep last night, I made this. It's pretty much just a healing potion, but I want you to at least have it in case you need to use it in a pinch.
Thank you, Artie.
I made it taste really good. Like,
I'm
no
gonna sniff
healing
it.
potion has ever tasted good.
I
I've
sniff it.
tried.
What does it smell like?
Like goatweed.
Did you put like mint leaves in it?
Yeah. I would like to think that it has almost like a minty lavender taste smell to it, if that's okay.
Out of curiosity, I assume the bottle is not a potion bottle. It's like maybe a perfume bottle or something like that.
Yeah, sure, let's go with
I'm
that.
gonna take the bobble at the end and spray it into my mouth.
Yeah. Also, I woke up a little bit earlier and I was working on it because, I'm magic. I could do some cool things, so... I know you're supposed to go alone, and I know she doesn't want us to be around. But I have a couple things that we have options to do now. A, I could turn one of us invisible. Okay. I know this is kind of being untrustworthy and shit, but do that. Or I kind of used and applied some of the science and magic behind, my bag that has like an interdimensional pocket in there. I kind of made something that I can infuse that magic into a rope, and it goes up, and it makes an interdimensional pocket that we can hide in for like an hour.
Okay.
And nobody can see us, ever. But we can see through it. So
I think we'll put a pin in the rope. That'll be super useful, just maybe not in this instance.
I also have an idea. And it's maybe a little less useful, but there's something that I can do that'll help us walk on water if we need it. So in case you fall from that bridge, it won't be game over.
Maybe it would be because it's pretty far down.
Yeah.
Like
so even if I could walk on the water, it'd still be like hitting ground.
I got you on that. If that
it's
happens.
really high up.
I have
It
to be
would still help. It would still help. If Artie can help us with the fall, I can help us with the water. But I would prefer to try to do that a little bit before we get there.
Let's just try not to fall off the bridge.
Honestly,
I'm gonna
not to disparage your idea, but I feel like it'd be better for me to land in water than on a flat surface if I were gonna float from that height. I mean, water tension's a thing, so why would Claudia know this?
Why would Claudia know that?
Yeah, backtrack.
Why she's saying that?
We had to roll to see if Claudia even knew how to swim before, so.
Well, that was like she told that story.
Yeah,
and
yep.
She's worried. That's why she prepared the spell.
That makes sense. To Artie, the invisibility, I respect the caution, but I don't think that's the way to go here.
Okay.
I think that's just a way to piss her off.
I figured you were gonna say that, but I think my little rope trick, I'm gonna call it.
Okay, that makes sense. It's a trick with a rope.
Yep. That'll at least keep us out of sight.
I don't know if that's a good idea either.
I think we need to be honest.
If she can't see you, she'll assume you're closer to me than...
Yeah.
I think you should be visible. She knows you're going to be there.
I thought about it all night, I was just trying to work ways around it. But...
I really appreciate these things, and they'll be super useful in the future.
Okay.
For sure. Just speaking personally, considering again this woman is in a roundabout way responsible for the safety of my niece right now.
Yeah.
I don't really want to risk
I get it.
dealing with her dishonorably right now, Artie, if that makes sense.
I just want to have some contingency plans in case we did.
No, it sounds amazing, and I'm sure that that's a trick that we will put to good use in the future.
Yeah.
Created a way to make an interdimensional pocket to hang out in, but no biggie. It's okay.
Artie.
I mean, it is a big
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's fucking amazing. I know.
Is there anything else we need to do? Because I'm pretty much all set.
Right?
We gotta.
Any
we
of those
gotta get on
crazy
the road.
expensive spell components that you guys need to get. Yeah, we gotta get on a road.
We gotta get on the road to get there. Ain't nobody open.
Fucking broke.
Me
Same.
too.
Okay.
It's a farm
not.
town. Everybody's open. But you head into the forest. I assume. I didn't mean to take that decision away
No,
from you.
yeah,
Any
alright.
dawdling or lollygagging to be done? Okay. You move into the forest.
Hey, anybody see that snake person lately?
As you're leaving the house, Essa says, I'll be holding down the forts.
That's a good idea. He's not involved in this discussion anyways.
Mm-hmm. Need at least a 2-day minimum to get involved in negotiations.
You see, we didn't do that with Neil, and look what happened.
Mhm.
Hey, Essa, if you get bored, feel free to clean out the chimney.
I'll get
Sneaky
right on
snake
it.
his way up.
It seems like it would be simple.
S words.
Okay. You head into the Goldwood in the direction of Steps Bridge.
Presumably quiet?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Well, that was for everybody else.
Oh.
Would you like us to be quiet? Do you want me to throw a pass without a trace on us, or?
I think it would help.
Sure.
There still might be a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah.
It is true. There might be.
There's no
a
sense in getting mutilated before we even get there.
I agree. By the way, which one? Who does it make the most sense for me to do Blessing of the Trickster for at this point?
The person with the worst stealth, probably Artie.
Yeah, I
Well,
feel like Artie. Right?
a good way is to start trying to stealth and see who's terrible.
Oh, I didn't know I could apply it retroactively. I thought I had to do it before we.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to make that choice before. It's just as soon as everybody starts sneaking, you notice, for
Who's
example,
making noise?
Artie is clambering all of his pots and pans in an enormous bag through brush, and you say, "Oh, maybe he needs help."
That's
That's
maybe
true.
it. All right. So
That being said, I have a +5 this elf.
I'm just talking shit. It could be whoever
Yeah,
it
no.
is.
Okay, stealth.
Okay.
Your stealth is better than mine, Artie.
Yep.
He's very small.
And I used to live in the mean streets. Literally.
Oh, maybe I'm gonna need that shit today.
Yeah, probably.
Woof. Get it? Woof.
And I
am also-
don't have
I'm
disadvantage
also for the
anymore.
record casting Pass Without a Trace on us, so add 10 to whatever you get. And
Cast it
Claudia,
once we get close, like within the hour.
Do you know how long the walk is?
We all
Me and
suck at
Gideon are
stealth.
just eating shit
Two
right
Steps Bridge is about an hour.
Oh, okay,
Of
perfect.
just a little shy.
That's the whole
I'll
trek.
cast Pass Without a Trace on us for we'll walk for 5 minutes and then.
Mhm. At that point, you've noticed that me and Gideon are just like clang, clang, clang.
I mean, with Pass Without a Trace, that's like a 18. It's not
I'll
that
give
bad.
That's true.
I'll give it to Claudia, so Claudia can.
I was
roll
the
it.
worst. Yes, I will roll again. Better.
And once we're about 20 minutes out, if everyone is okay with it, I will ritually cast Water Walk on everybody.
Sure.
Just so we have the option in case there is water. Tess is concerned. This is her whole thing.
I'm not a good swimmer anyways.
Maybe we won't need it, but in case we do, Water Walk for everybody.
Okay, you ritually cast Water Walk on everyone, in case there is water. You do recall that when you were first on Steps Bridge, there was water about
Far down.
400 feet straight down.
Real far down.
Where, were you to fall, Water Walk would be of no benefit, because you would die.
Yes.
So don't fall off the bridge. There may be water elsewhere, so it's not a waste, probably.
I mean, it's a ritual. If I'm not spending a spell slot for it, it's a ritual spell.
Fair.
It'd be fine.
I'm just letting you know the reality
I
of the
get it.
situation.
I get it.
As you guys,
This is Tess's anxiety. happening.
for sure. As you guys make your way towards Steps Bridge, Gideon, I need you to roll me a survival with advantage.
Okay.
.22.
Hey, that's pretty good.
I need a D8, please.
While that's happening, so I got a call and didn't notice.
Is the car ready?
So they called 14 minutes ago to say that they're going to be around for about 10 more minutes. If I can show up in that by then, or I can get it tomorrow morning.
We'll get it tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Oops.
Oopsie.
It's fine. We have 5 cars. Anyways,
There's a lot of
go
people
on.
who live in this house right now. Yeah, carry on.
And you won. Okay. As you guys make your way through the forest, through the Goldwood, there is no encounter. Nothing to delay you as you make your way towards Steps Bridge. And when you climb the rocky slopes nestled with trees, the suns are just beginning to rise as you arrive. One moment while I get the map loaded here. And here you are. It is dawn, and you are at Steps Bridge. Steps Bridge looks intact. I'd like a perception check from each and every one of you.
Can I get my nose out?
No. Not allowed.
Okay.
Yes, of course. What?
Oh, I don't know, man. Damn.
You can do whatever you like.
Sassy boy. Taking a whiff,
That's
see
my
if I
job.
can smell some smelly smells.
Oh, geez.
A smelly smell that smells smelly.
So funny.
Tess and Gideon are destroying over there.
Okay.
There is a cat.
There is a cat.
Okay.
Hello, cat. Getting out my smell index.
Gideon and Tess. You catch just the slightest hint of motion from the forest line across the bridge. It's very subtle. You only catch it because you are specifically looking for even the smallest out-of-place movement, one that likely wasn't caused by a forest creature. And then, emerging from the trees, all of you see Vera being assisted. For Vera is missing a leg.
Oh, man.
Ooh, shit. She can grow that back, right?
The two of them make their way to the edge of the bridge until when they finally arrive, Vera pushes the assistant away. She uses the edges, the ropes of the bridge, to make her way out onto it.
Gideon pats Claudia on the back.
Okay.
You got this.
I go as well. Artie, I don't like what you're planning. I see your cursor.
I just want to make sure you're within range of Featherball if need be.
Vera is looking at you. You see that she is clearly in pain.
Mm-hmm.
She looks weathered. She looks tired. She looks as though she has been through a lot in a very short amount of time. But so have you all.
Yeah.
And as she looks at you, she kind of finally settles into place, locking her knee so that she can rest all of her weight on the rope on one side of the bridge. And she says, "Great. What do you want?"
You look a little different.
Yeah, I'm sure I do.
I want to talk about us and shared interests.
Okay. She runs a hand over her face, and she kind of waves her hand, and you see the assistant backs away.
How far away?
Just that far. About 20 feet from the edge of the bridge. Vera kind of looks over your shoulder at all of you, gives a little nod, and then returns her attention back to you, and she says, First, before anything else, I don't believe Raynor has any fucking clue where the Haven is.
Yeah?
Yeah,
It's just bluffing.
that's what I think. That's my peace offering. What's yours?
Well, we know how to get through your tree gates, but we didn't tell anybody.
All right. Trust is extended. Trust is given. You see Vera's thinking about it for a moment. You have me at a disadvantage.
No quartz.
You could say we have a leg up.
Fuck you.
I'm sure you'll walk it off.
Okay, that's enough.
Sorry.
Why did you want to talk to me?
Well, I've heard that you've had some trouble with your former second in command.
You could say that.
I figured you'd probably be a little angry with him.
A little, yeah.
And I wanted to make it very plainly clear that if I got my hands on him, I would take his throat out with my teeth.
That's... well, I believe you.
Yeah, so you heard what he did to Jericho.
I did.
Yeah,
Also what he did to Lilibel. And to half my crew.
yeah. I think that whatever differences that we might have, and I'm not even sure what those are until a real conversation can be had. I think right now, putting down a rabid animal is in our best interest.
There's more here than you know.
I'd like to know.
Your group. You're working with the Endswatch. Yeah?
Yeah.
You know Old Knuckle. Pretty well, I imagine. Alright. I need to make a roll.
Hmm. Hmm.
I would like you to roll me a persuasion check.
Yeah. Garbage.
Okay. Are you going to leave it there?
I don't have any means of
I have,
altering it.
I have an inspiration. Take my inspiration.
I'll happily take it. I just couldn't do nothing about it by myself.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oof. Terrible.
It's pretty
Just
bad.
awful.
So a 7.
Uh-huh. Should have sent the bard.
Vera winces as she leans more on the rope. Fuck. Alright. If Cassandra trusts you, I guess I fucking... Look, there's... A few weeks ago, Raynor found someone. I don't know who they really are. Some mercenary wizard from Aurelia. They made some deals. They made some promises. I thought I scared him off. Raynor apparently kept him on the hook. Since that started happening, new friends have been showing up. Glass creatures. One by one, they were nothing. But a bunch of them, all at once, my crew couldn't handle them. They didn't touch those that Raynor called his culling, his favorites. We used to have 4 camps that would run throughout the Goldwood around here. Now it's just the one. And it's pretty broken up. I don't trust you, Claudia. But I trust you more than I trust Raynor.
Thanks.
I don't believe Raynor knows where the Haven is. But I also am not sure that would matter. I believe he's building up a glass army. I believe he's going to send him after Endswatch.
And anyone who gets in the way.
Yeah.
Burn it all down and then they'll find the Haven easily enough.
That's the idea, I think. My crew has been looking for, well, their lair for the last day, and they haven't had much luck. They keep moving, and I think they're not staying on this plane.
That would make it harder, yeah.
Yeah. But if we could find that wizard, off him, the army falls.
You think this wizard dead, they would just shatter?
I think so. They answer to him. I watched him give the orders when he split my crew in half.
What does this wizard look like?
He's a dwarf. Red and black robes. Gray and white beard, bald head.
That's strange. When we were doing a task for Lilibel, we found a contingency of dwarves in the woods from Aurelia. They were all dead, though.
Are you sure?
Well, it seemed like they were victims of that cult.
The cult of Saren.
Yeah.
Shit.
Do you think he survived? Picked up by Raynor? No, how long has he been around? You said a month?
No, a couple weeks.
A couple weeks.
If that. Everything's been falling apart really fast.
Yeah. You mentioned Knuckle, but you haven't said anything about him since you said his name.
Yeah, I've known Knuckle a long time. We used to keep things civilized out here. Off and on. New lichens would appear, get aggressive, try and push the territory. Old lichens would try and keep things to the status quo, as it were. Keep it calm and peaceful. Old Knuckles, one of the old ones. So am I.
What changed?
Have you ever been in a pack, Claudia? A real pack?
No.
To stay in control is an illusion. You have to show that you're in power, but you have to sway to the wants of the many, just enough that they feel as though they have an effect on what's happening. And when your entire pack are hungry, bloodthirsty lichens, no matter what you do, that's the way the totem leans.
Something happened.
Something happened. I made a mistake. I bit Raynor. That was my mistake.
You bit him.
I lost control. Took him in. Tried to take responsibility for my fuck up.
I don't understand. Raynor was a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, am I missing something?
It's not always a one-for-one trade, Claudia. The curse is a curse. The only one who knows how it works is Valkeen himself.
I didn't know that.
You wouldn't. You had it by blood.
I guess. It's kind of new to me, too.
The bite is chaos.
You bit Raynor, and to make up for it, you took him in.
Yep.
He seems to have embraced it.
Great.
Right. What happened between you two?
Well, he's a wolf.
Right?
Opportunistic. Unreliable. Are you taking this personally?
No, well, no. I know it's not true.
Raynor has always had a temper. When I took him in, I thought I was doing him a favor. I guess I was, in a way, but not the way I thought I was. It's not important. What does matter, Raynor embraced the curse.
Yeah.
I didn't know it at the time, but he was letting himself change without control, nightly. Running the woods, finding anyone he could, turning them, and then hauling them back.
And he found them like that?
Got it in one. At first, I believed him. I didn't think he had that much greed.
Did you know what he was going to do to Darlene?
No.
Insight check.
Roll it.
Pretty good.
There is a time when Vera would have likely tried to guise or hide her true intentions, but she is too tired. She is too hurt. She's speaking plain, and she's not lying to you.
What was he going to do to say he found her like this?
I don't know. I assume.
Till we lost her. We found her. He's a monster.
On that, we agree.
He's everything that people think lycanthropes are.
Yeah. He is the stereotype.
Well, we can't let that slide, can we?
I sure don't want to. But my crew is pretty weak right now.
We want to help you. For a lot of reasons. Because it's the right thing to do.
Cassandra told me she came across you. She told me we had one you cared about.
You do.
I'd offer to return her, but it's not safe.
I think Gideon will be able to accept that. The party speculates on whether she was changed or not.
No.
Was it offered?
Yeah? I mean, Raynor wanted to turn her as soon as we found her.
Of course he did.
But we have a policy, or at least I have a policy, that no one is to be turned until they are old enough to make the decisions for themselves. And she's just a kid.
Right.
Which is why I think Raynor went about just turning everybody he can find and claiming they were like that, as if to prove a point. But instead what we end up with is hundreds of feral, wild lycanthropes scouring through the woods, which is one of the reasons it's so dangerous out here right now.
Tearing anything apart.
Yep. I'm sure you've all come across them.
We want to work together with you, Raynor. Sorry, Vera.
I can't really
Against
think of a
Raynor.
worse insult, yeah.
Sorry. And that involves a little extension of trust. Further trust than just meeting here today. Having a real conversation.
I need to heal.
Right. This wizard's a good start.
You tell the Ends Watch and the rest of your group I need at least a day to heal. We can meet for a peaceful talk. Have your cleric send me a location.
Okay.
At least a day in advance.
Maybe we can solve the wizard problem in the meantime.
I doubt it.
Do you have any idea where they could be?
Vera, you see she kind of leans back with a wince. And then she gestures off the side of Steps Bridge. There's well, I'm sure you all found it. They like to call it the hanging tree.
Yeah. We're familiar.
The few times I've seen the culling, they've met there. I don't think you'll find the wizard alone.
Do you have a name?
No. I've just called him the wizard or the glassmaker.
Spooky.
It was Raynor's name. I didn't understand until, well, a shitload of glass soldiers came and killed a bunch of my people.
What does he smell like?
The glassmaker?
Mm-hmm.
Sulfur. Smells a lot of sulfur. And butter.
Okay. If anything, that'll help. Do you have any questions for me?
Why?
Why?
Why? Why are you trying to deal with this? Why are your group trying to help us? Aside from the obvious, there's more to it than this. What do you want, Claudia? Is it just vengeance?
I think we all realize that the one thing that's preventing even a modicum of peace in this place is him. I don't like seeing the people of Endsmeet afraid to leave their houses. Or parents worried that their children will be taken from windows.
All right. I guess I can accept that. Now, if that's everything, I'm gonna go pass the fuck out.
Yeah.
And with that, Vera turns and limps her way, one-legged, back to the beginning of the bridge. When she gets there, the old assistant appears, who catches her. Only it seems as though Vera is more spent than before. And you all see, stepping from the trees, Cassandra appears, assisting Vera back. And they make their way into the woods.
Vera is so attractive. It's not even...
I know. It's not fair.
It's not.
She's an amputee. Give her a break.
That's fine by me.
I come back to the group, looking pensive. And I tell them everything.
Everything?
Yeah, she doesn't, no holds barred.
What a good girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's about Knuckle.
They had a history. She made a mistake, and maybe Knuckle hasn't forgiven her for it. We could ask him.
Sometimes people can disagree on the best way to do things without wanting to kill each other.
That's for sure true.
There's a modicum of professional respect in a lot of situations.
We need to ask him, see what his side of the story is, but I will say I believe what she told me. She was too tired to act tough.
I'll buy that. She lost her leg.
Yeah. And a lot of her people. Because of those glass things.
Yeah, I'd like to dig in to the glassmaker.
Yeah, those things were pretty nasty.
They were no joke. They
If
were.
there's a way to earn her and her people's trust, it's at the very least learning more about this person. If not outright killing him.
I don't know much about Aurelian mages.
It's a strange coincidence. We found those dwarfs in the woods, and now there's this dwarf wizard from the same area.
Do we remember if they had similar style robes? The one that I took the book off. Can I roll something?
Roll me a history.
Said black and red, is what Vera said.
17.
Black and red, you say?
With a 17, the dwarven wizard that you found the spellbook on was not wearing black and red robes, but he wasn't really wearing robes of any real reputation anyway. They were simple traveling robes. Almost beige, plain cloth. Sort of thing that you would wear that you'd intend to get fucked up.
Okay.
None of the other dwarves that had any of those colors on them.
Right. What
Right.
about the mercenaries that were arguing over whether or not to explore the ruins or the cave that I marked?
Were they
They
even
were-
dwarves?
They were
I mean,
dwarves.
they were dwarves?
I don't
Yes,
think all
they-
of them were dwarves, but yeah.
At least one of them was a dwarf. It doesn't really make a difference. You can
Sure,
roll
they
a
don't
history to try and
necessarily all have
remember
to
what
be
they
the
were
same
wearing.
race.
Oh gosh. I mean, all right, I'll try. Nope.
Don't worry about it.
I mean, Claudia and Tess were also there.
You can also roll a history if you like.
Sure.
I'm gonna. Now wait for this.
Better than Gideon.
With a 14, as best as you can remember, Tess, there might have been red.
Well,
I don't necessarily think those two are related. If there's going to be any relation between this glassmaker and anything, it would be those dead dwarfs.
I go into my bag and I take out the broken symbol of the eagle that I found on their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
I don't know if this is any indication that this was on the
I might have
dead
been able to
body.
show it to Vera, but it's too late now.
is it a
We
religious?
didn't know.
It is not a religious symbol. You would know that
It was
immediately.
it was a mercenary group.
Mm-hmm.
There
The hell
was.
is that?
There
was
might be a
from-
way to
from Hawker
decipher if
City.
this is from where the wizard's from.
That was on the dead guy?
Yes, that was on the dead group where I got the book and all the other stuff outside the spider den.
That was a while ago.
What do you think this wizard gets from working with Raynor?
Protection. Maybe
Maybe.
he's trying to accomplish something out here. If they're messing, I know that this place is supposedly a thin veil between the Fae. We've experienced that. Maybe he's trying to bring something across or do experiments here, and it's not fucking pretty easy to be in a forest with a bunch
I
of
really
lycanthropes.
think that regardless of... I mean, I think tackling it from what his motives are is... We don't have any information about this person.
It's just
Besides that-
speculation.
Yeah.
It could be just a old grudge with somebody in the Endsmeet.
Maybe he's just an asshole.
Yeah, met
You
plenty
think-
of them in my life.
You think he was the one responsible for bringing some of those wares over? Or was that definitely
It
Raynor?
feels like an ability out of Raynor's purview. So if someone's gonna do it and it's not Vera,
Yeah.
I would wager it would be him. Especially if he's been, as Vera said, hiding their group in a different plane. I'd also say it's probably the Feywild because it's so close to us.
Makes sense.
So if he can probably pull creatures from there too.
How do we find him then?
That's a good question. She said that they meet, if they do meet, the hanging tree. Maybe a stakeout?
Maybe a stakeout.
We want to
The
go
problem-
back to the hanging tree?
I mean, the problem is if we do that, we'll be far away from here. And you said that he might attack Endsmeet.
Well, if he's gonna attack, she thinks it's gonna be with an army of glass soldiers. That's not stealthy. They're not gonna sneak in and ambush.
And they need
True.
time to do that.
But we should definitely let Selite know that that's what Vera thinks
Absolutely.
is gonna happen.
Yes. Yeah,
And-
we're not going straight to the hanging tree. We're going back first.
Yeah, talk to Knuckle and see what kind of resources we have that we can put on looking out for this wizard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the hell is that eagle symbol?
I don't know. Maybe
There's
somebody in
some-
town will know.
Do I
Like
recognize anything about that echo?
90% sure it was a mercenary group from Augur City.
Roll me a history.
It was a mercenary group from Argus City. It wasn't the Gold Cloaks. That's all my notes say. I don't know the actual name.
Eh.
Bloody
15.
balls.
It's not terrible.
I have been to Augur City.
You have been to Augur City.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. Not great. Nope.
No flash of genius? Can you do that yet?
No. Next.
Damn.
A 15, Velen. You feel like there's something about it that rings a bell, but you can't put your finger on it.
That'll just have to be a question we ask somebody who knows better.
Maybe Nazim will know something.
That's true. I mean, that's actually not a bad
magic,
suggestion.
right?
You know,
I'm gonna
stuff.
hook up. I'm gonna get all my
Oh.
daughters hooked up with town people.
That's right. That's right. Establish roots.
To a matchmaker?
I mean,
Not by choice.
I wonder what kind of magical components it would take to make a glass golem.
I would imagine glass.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Good
But
Yeah,
job.
also probably large quantities of other stuff.
Banasite.
Mm-hmm. It'd be
That
worth.
makes sense.
You could actually roll an Arcana.
I will
if you
roll an
want to try
arcana.
and
I was
figure out
just
what a
Can I?
golem. Yeah,
Yeah.
Thinky thunk.
Or
I would like
smarty
to think
pants.
he's sunk as
duo.
well.
I'm looking
know a
for a
lot about
specific
it, but-
number.
Well,
Already did
Okay,
pretty
Artie.
balls.
Those are
Baller.
both good numbers.
Yeah,
Artie, you
I love Banasite. He
conceptualize.
snorts it.
Banasite
Nope,
works for
snort
basically
Banasite.
anything, but specifically, Banasite is a little bit. If you were going to make a bunch of glass golems, Banasite might be a little impractical. It's a little
very
expensive.
yeah.
What you would need is obviously lots of glass. You would need something to act as basically a holding agent, and something that would allow the glass to move freely within that holding agent, like a grease.
Explain that to the group. If I was to make them, this is how I do it. I give them a breakdown.
Do you think we could find a place nearby that might lend itself to those supplies?
Maybe.
I mean, they gotta be getting them from somewhere.
Right?
Already with a 26, you're in the forest. There's a lot of pitch out here.
Is pitch just from trees?
I don't
Yeah.
know what pitch is.
That's so. If it's from
Oh,
trees in
okay.
general, that would
So,
narrow down
Pitch
the
is
original region.
yes, pitch is from trees.
I'm sitting
I
here
know
like,
Spread
yeah,
it
yeah,
on the
pitch.
stairs,
Yep.
and I was caught unawares.
So would I
That doesn't
deduce
happen.
that A, he's gonna need a lot of sand to make glass?
Unless he's a
Maybe.
transmutation wizard.
Maybe.
But then why
would
work
make
in
s-
glass?
Yeah. Would that be an assumption I would assumably make?
You can assume anything you like. What do you want from me?
I don't know.
I'm not going to give you a
grabbing-
yes or a
Yeah,
no.
I'm grabbing at straws right now.
Can
Alright.
we have been walking back while we're having
Yeah.
this conversation?
Yeah, I don't think we
Yes.
need to be having this conversation while just like standing there next to the bridge. Or just
Yes.
thinky thoughts as we walk.
As you
So
are
I'm
walking
thinking-
and talking, Gideon, roll me survival at advantage.
Okay. Yep, yep.
So I'm thinking he would need pretty much like sap from trees. Is that what you're saying for the grease? 'Cause I still
Sap would
don't
be
know
a
what pitch
terrible
means.
grease. Sap.
I don't know what pitch means.
What is
It's
pitch?
like glue. It's like a
Okay.
water-resistant glue.
Okay.
A 19.
Right.
Roll me a d8.
I tell that all to the because I'm a meatball in real life.
Well, as you are heading back toward Endsmeet, you are waylaid by
Great.
a sudden, well, not too
Oh,
sudden, but quick
Dinosaur.
rainstorm.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
It's another courser just comes
No.
stomping through.
No!
He's feeling a little sluggish from all the rocks in his belly.
I'm sorry. When you rolled the Arcana, I should have just said glass, a glue, and a grease. That's what you would have think you needed.
Okay.
Sand
I
is
thought
easy
you-
enough to make, and pitch is easy enough to act as a holding agent, but
Right, so we
Grease.
wouldn't be able to narrow down a region of the Goldwood that would lend itself to these supplies.
not really. It could be anywhere.
Yeah, the grease is the question mark of where we would find that.
Whales.
That might be worth asking Nazik about, actually.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the resources out here. I know what pitch, where you can get pitch and sand, but grease is the question.
Butter.
I half mean that as a joke, but he smelled like butter.
Mm.
Cows.
Butter.
I'm big braining this. I fucking know it.
Oh.
I'm onto something here. I'm onto something here.
Oh.
Is there a dairy?
They're just cows and Endsmeet.
Is there a dairy?
There are cows in Endsmeet.
There's lots of
Yes.
cows, right?
But
Yeah?
Are there cows missing? Are there farmers missing their butter stores?
You don't know.
We should go
That's a
ask.
very specific thing to ask.
this is
Am I-
a very weird question.
If this ends up meaning anything, I'll feel like a fucking genius. If it doesn't, fair enough.
She did tell you he smelled like butter, and we
Mhm.
are talking about needing a grease.
Mm.
I can't see Echo's face right now.
I
because
can.
I can't.
He
I
looks.
can't see anyone's
He looks
face.
very passive. His poker
Yeah,
face
he
is
does.
He's making his poker face. Okay.
impenetrable.
Phenomenal poker face
Yeah, he's
right
really
now.
good at this.
I'm trying to read it. I'm getting nothing.
Okay,
I've had a lot of
so
practice.
for things first, we get
How
back.
about this rain?
That's also grease. Or is it not?
No,
Rain?
no, you did really
Water
good
is
at
not
first.
grease. It's
Sorry.
okay.
Really good.
Ooh.
Let's end on a high note.
Okay. Butter.
Body.
Yeah.
Melon like. Blah.
It is
Acid
cool
rain.
and refreshing.
Oh.
It is.
I love
There is
rain.
not nearly enough pollution in Amaranth to make that acid.
Oh yeah, no,
yet.
rain is great here.
Okay,
Clean
we
and
get back.
crisp.
We talk to Salite.
Mhm.
We talk to the farmers.
I'm gonna talk to Tarly.
When don't you?
He's a good guy.
Okay, I believe you. It's just there's something going on there.
As you ruminate on your plans for when you return to Endsmeet, this is where we will take a break.
Okay.
As the party is holed up underneath a dense canopy to not be soaking wet. So, go ahead and take a 10-minute break, get a drink, get a snack, do what you gotta do. That's really gross, Pen. Oh.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Butter time, guys.
Alright, so have you seen those like butter boards that people are making? They gross me out.
Like a charcuterie board, but with butter.
With like different butter, like put it in ramekins. It's a TikTok thing.
What's a ramekin?
Oh, it's like it's just a little dish, little bowl.
What makes it
Currently,
different from just a dish or a bowl? Is it shaped like something?
Maybe I don't know.
Currently-
It's just a French word.
Ramekin. I'm gonna look it up. How do you spell it?
Ramekin.
yeah,
RAMEK.
It's like what you
Uh,
would eat a creme brulee out of.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, you're right.
It's
I
just
You're
am
right, that is
currently
precisely the dish I
Googling
imagine.
How to make natural grease.
Elfrog knows many words. We established this last time.
A
I didn't
ramekin
know.
is a small dish used for culinary purposes.
Everybody knows what a ramekin is.
Shut up, dude.
Even
It
I know
also
what a
knows
ramekin
many
is.
words.
I do not.
I've never cooked a
Oh.
day in my life, so anything in the kitchen is completely foreign territory to me.
Oh.
All
Why
right,
did
so I now know how to make natural grease and lube.
my
Mix
God.
1 cup of water and 4 teaspoons of cornstarch. It's one way.
I mean, I guess it would lubricate some things.
Yeah.
Butter is a better lubricant, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe that's why he smells like. Maybe that's the grease, is the butter. So
Mhm.
he would be using like
That's where my idea came from.
Mhm.
industrial quantities. Yeah, we should follow the butter.
I think
Follow
we
the
should
butter.
follow this butter thing to the end.
You're smart. Claudia's smart.
Actually,
You know,
I feel kind of bad because I feel like I talk in ways that I don't think Claudia would actually like. I don't
you
think
use
she knows half.
really big words for
I don't think she
Claudia.
knows half the words that I use sometimes. And sometimes I say a word, I'm like,
Right, with
Claudia wouldn't
her.
say
As
that.
soon as you came off the bridge and said I explained everything, I was gonna be like, wow, your vocabulary is really getting good.
Yeah. Like when I said pervy, I was like, Claudia wouldn't know what that means. She's got
What's
like
the
a 4th grade education.
What's
Oh,
the
no.
M word that both you and Hellfrog use too? The M
I
word?
don't know.
A modicrum?
A modicum?
Modicum?
Modica? I have no clue.
Small
what that
amount of something.
means. Yeah, you use that word on the bridge.
Gideon's not stupid.
No, Gideon would know
No,
that word.
Gideon
Claudia
would.
would not. Claudia barely knows how to read, so the fact that
That you use modicum.
yeah, I would have to assume that maybe
You
growing up
learned
she
it
heard other
from
people.
Gideon.
That was the
Yeah.
first time I've
She's
ever
like a
heard that word in
sponge.
real life.
Have you ever heard of the word bailiwick?
No.
I love
No.
that word. It's a good synonym for purview, if you know what that word means.
Or wheelhouse. Like it's out of my
I
wheelhouse.
know wheelhouse, yeah.
Yeah, that's what bailiwick and purview mean.
I used to be a degenerate.
I mean, me too, but
Used to.
before that, I was a gifted kid.
Mm.
I guess I'm kind of still a degenerate.
Degenerate? Make it Coke.
A little bit. It's fun to be degenerate.
To an extent. Trust me.
I do trust you.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, so we're looking for a butter bandit.
Butter bandit.
The butter bandit. Fuck
I mean,
the
it would
glass
be-
maker.
The butter bean.
That is smart because, like, it would take a lot of fucking butter to make a ton of those soldiers.
I feel like I should not have played a high intelligence character.
That's always hard.
I couldn't even fucking get the truth riddle.
See, he's too smart. He gets in his own way. Like, he overthinks things.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to explain it.
Yeah,
A
I
lot
like to
of-
think that Artie is like a genius with like artificy stuff. Like he's like really, really intuitive with like machines and stuff, and he like just knows what to do. But when it's like right in front of his face and he's trying so hard to
It's
do it,
too
he's like under so much
easy.
pressure. He's under so much pressure to be like, I'm a genius, that he like can't put it together.
The way I kind of like to think of it is he does such intricate and overcomplicated things that he's never looking for the easy answer. And so if it is an easy answer, it's like, nah, that can't be it.
Like he must have thought of it and then just immediately discarded it as like,
Mhm.
no,
Like, nah, that's too
stupid. Why would
simple.
you do that?
Yeah. That's a good way to explain it.
A lot of the smartest people I know tend to miss very obvious things.
Yeah. Yay. I've been messing with Chat GPT for the past few days. It's so much fun.
It can be.
Yeah. I'm learning how to get different prompts out of it and give it personalities and shit.
The nanny. Oh, here we go.
I always talk nice to it. I always say please and thank you to it, just in case one day it'll remember.
Getting on its good side.
Yeah, it'll remember. Okay, I get the glass, I get the grease, and I get the glue. But how the fuck does that make them alive?
I mean, he's got to be like a maybe not a
Has to be a-
necromancer, like a conjuration.
Yeah, conjuration or transmutation.
My
Oh.
my out of character theory is that there's a spell called grease.
I do
Which,
have
like-
a spell called Grease.
Like, theoretically, you could just, like, if he's a really high level wizard, he could just, like, cast that spell over and over, and, like, that's how he gets the grease, and, like, other stuff he does transmutation and stuff for. But, like,
Yep.
like, you know, Tess doesn't know that, but, like, that's where my mind went.
In our minds, it's butter.
Butter.
People are so stupid. The most dangerous kind of canoes are volcanoes. It
God.
technically has canoe at the end of it. I'm gonna start calling them volcanoes.
Volcanoes. You like to go volcanoing?
That is extreme canoeing right there.
Yeah.
Butter makes everything better was the first story I have on my. They're listening. I'll be right back.
I'm ready to eat pizza in a way that just drives Dooch crazy. How?
How dare you, Pen?
My evil knows no bounds.
I couldn't decide on anything to eat, so I'm just eating popcorn, like a grown-up.
Well, your diet is suddenly greatly restricted, so I can imagine it would be difficult.
It's restricted?
Yeah, it's Passover, so I can't have bread.
Oh, right.
But
That sweet, sweet leaven.
because I was supposed to be in a jury trial today, and because Josiah was working, Echo, sorry. I know who we are. We aren't doing the Seder today, so the traditional beginning meal is not happening until Saturday night.
So you gotta be without bread for a while.
8 days.
8 days a week.
Are not enough to show I care.
Mm-hmm. Inspired by Passover, actually. Fun fact. The look you gave me, so.
I think Passover was inspired by the Beatles. Mm-hmm.
That seems fair. That seems right.
They were about
They
bread.
were-
I mean,
It was
Beatles have been
harem.
around since, like, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, right?
They are aliens. They have never aged.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
The Beatles were
Always
known
have,
as the Scarabs
always
back
have.
then.
As Moses brought down the tablets, he said, "He's a real nowhere man."
I would like you to rewrite history, please.
I did enough of my own things.
I've been listening to the audiobook of soul music, so
Oh, excellent.
I hate that GIF. I gotta scroll up. All right.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. It's
Want me to delete it?
It's fine.
just
It'll go away
It's
soon enough.
conceptually disturbing you.
horrendous.
Here, I'll find another butter gif.
No.
It was just the first one that came up when I typed butter. What about this one?
Motherfucker! I just spilled my popcorn all over myself.
not that one. Not that one either. Not that one either.
That is worse.
That is
Okay,
worse.
hold on. What about this one?
What is wrong with you?
It's Pen. This is what she does.
Pen is mischievous.
I spilled popcorn all over the floor, and now Heimdall is helping me by trying to eat it. This cannot be good for him.
It's just, it's fine for him. Who offended you today, Pen?
I'm sure it happened. Let me think back. Kala bullied me about what happened to Lorna.
The consequences of your own actions.
Hey, no spoilers. I'm only partway through the episode.
Just know that Kala was very mean about it. Halfway through the most recent episode?
I guess I'm about a third of the way through the most recent episode.
Well, then you would have heard.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's not a third then.
Maybe it's a few minutes in.
I'm more than a few minutes in. I would have to look at my phone, and I'm busy picking up popcorn off the floor.
That's fine.
I am back.
You missed it, Dooch.
What did I miss?
My first name was dropped.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was the first time.
And dude just
know
trying
the
to remember
last
what it
name.
is.
No, the last name, and I don't know the first one.
Just slowly
That's
get a piece it
hilarious.
together.
Yep. Does it start with a J?
It does.
Does it?
Yes.
That was
We've
such a
told-
fucking random
We've
guess.
literally told you that.
It's not Jason.
It's not
No, it
Jason.
is definitely not
Oh.
Jason.
Definitely
I'm
not
glad
Jason.
it's not Jason.
Yeah.
No offense
Yeah,
to
but yeah,
Jasons
on
in the
that one.
audience.
It's Jim Bob.
I've had a mixed bag of Jasons in my life.
Yes,
My
you have.
friend played Mastermind on an X-Men game a billion years ago, and so now all I can think of is her Jason anytime Jason comes up, and he was a character.
My old roommate's dad's name was Jason.
It's definitely Jerome.
Oh, no.
That's
Oh,
what
I
you
got
land
Muddy
on?
Buddies. Nah. Just kidding. I got Muddy Buddies.
I'm jealous. I love Muddy Buddies.
I do.
Muddy Buddies.
Have you never had Muddy Buddies?
They're delicious.
What are you talking
Come
about?
They're the little, yeah, they're like the little checks filled with chocolate.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I haven't had those. I thought you were
Oh.
talking about Nutty Buddies.
Nutty
No,
Buddies are
Muddy-
also delicious, but Muddy
are good
Buddies
too.
different.
It's one of my favorite things.
It's Chex Mix with peanut butter and chocolate in them, and a little powdered sugar on the outside.
A plus.
You get a gold star
Oh.
for a good snack.
I can't stop looking at that last post in the Discord. The butter,
More Paula Dean's eating
Oh.
butter.
both of them.
Just gonna scroll back up to my little chicken gift.
Yep.
Too sharp.
Butter me, daddy.
Yes, it was like a series of awful gifts.
I know.
Well, they kept telling me they didn't like it, so I gave them a new one, and they kept not liking them, and I don't
I
understand why.
really like the toast one.
Neutral. By the way, LARP was fantastic, and they're doing it again next year. So if anyone wants to dress up and be a fancy Regency lad or lady, let me know.
It
And I will-
depends on where it's located.
I want to hit
Wisconsin.
people with foam swords.
Wisconsin.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you want to go to a boffing party.
Regency is less sword fighty.
If that's what they
It's
call
less
it.
sword fighty. There are dueling pistols, but there are no sword fights. Well,
Need to go a
actually,
little bit
that's
further
not true.
back.
That's not true. There was a person with a prop sword that was a swords person.
You're
but-
telling me that none of them use the rapiers?
It is not that kind of LARP.
Oh,
It is
Mm-mm.
most special.
that's less fun.
Echo, you
I
know my
mean,
buddy
not for
Katie.
me, It was fun for me.
She's
but-
got an in for this medieval Viking style that we'll just do next year.
All right.
It looks really cool. And she knows like a lot of the major players in the event, so
I don't think
because
it's going
of
to
course she does.
be possible for me to clean this up without a vacuum cleaner.
I think the popcorn is doomed to stay on the floor.
Just get a dog down here.
Cats will eat popcorn.
Slowly.
Well,
Yeah, but the dogs bleed it way faster.
yeah, Heimdall ate like one piece and then wandered off.
If you get lamb chop down here, that'll be gone instantaneously.
Yeah. A cat eating popcorn is like, oh, this one piece will be enough for now. I'll get off the rest maybe in a week's time.
And if you're
That's what I
holding
do.
food,
Imagine cats sound like.
if you're holding food and lamb chop sees you holding it, he will act like he's actually dying.
It's
Yeah.
pretty.
Like someone has like taken his leg and twisted. He's like, oh my god, I'm gonna
He goes-
die if you don't give me that
Wasn't
food.
that the name of Doug's? The show Doug's dog?
Pork chop.
I don't know.
That was pork chop.
Oh yeah, pork chop.
I used to love that show.
I did too.
I wanted to have a friend like Skeeter.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
I wanted to have a friend.
Yeah. Now all my friends are made up.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
Nope, Sif has also eaten a piece of popcorn.
That's
Good job, guys.
2 out of 100 gone.
Yeah.
Are we all back?
Hmm?
Ready to continue, perhaps?
The frogs of hell back.
I think all 17 of them have just finished assembling. Yep, there they are.
I am back.
Whoop.
Wubba lubba dub dub.
Wubba lubba dub dub. Okay, let's. Oh, you made me do this.
We...
Anyway, I actually just remembered. So before the break actually ends, I wanted to plug my Monday game. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be beginning a game that runs every other Monday. It is based in a period of time in Amaranth where there are no gods at all. So, no divine classes are allowed, and there's no magical healing like clerics or paladins or divine soul sorcerers. They're all gone. Now, your character can still be, faithful, but everyone kind of looks at him like, you're wasting your
What's
time.
wrong with you?
Yeah. But the important part of the game is that it's based during the War of the Dead, which is a massive section of time in Ceres, and the party are basically a Brahma crew, which is basically a fantasy tank. You guys drive around fighting undead, doing your best to not die. It's going to be a very combat-heavy game. But it's my game, so it's going to have RP in it because I'm a fool with addiction problems. I figured, if you guys were interested, I'd at least pitch it to you guys too, because I have 2 slots open. And
You have 2 slots open?
I do have 2 slots open at the moment, and Dooch and Penn
Who is
have
the fourth
already
person?
signed up. Class has signed up as well.
No. Oh, so you're only opening it to 5?
Correct. It's a smaller game.
Oh, sorry. Never mind. I thought there was 6 slots, so another person had joined.
Nope, just 5.
What time is it at?
Same time as today.
6 p.m.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Here.
Correct.
Okay.
You're East Coast?
I'm East Coast.
She's
Oh, I
Ohio.
thought you were.
Ohio.
Oh, okay. You're border.
But every other week, right? Or did I?
Every other week, yes. It is. It is a
And
smaller
is it
game.
Like
Hmm?
full? Is it like a full campaign or just like a 10-session thing?
It's probably gonna. It's starting at level 5, and it'll probably run to about maybe level 13. It's not gonna be a short game, but it's not a full-on campaign.
Open
like
sandbox.
This one.
Little
So,
one,
yeah.
I mean, it's a bad idea to call it an open sandbox because you can't drive the Sarisian government's Brahma to other places. They
Yeah.
would be upset about that, I think.
It's just bail and go to Aurelia, guys.
You could, I guess.
Goodbye.
And then it would be a
Only
campaign
wanted.
about deserters.
That'd be cool too.
I guess it would. Yeah, I didn't think of that. You could totally throw the campaign idea to the wind and
Everything he planned out the window.
off you go. Anyway,
No battle plan survives first contact with the players.
it's true.
I'm gonna be a hobgoblin mastermind rogue.
Anyway,
Jeez.
I just
I'm the
wanted
commander.
I just wanted to drop that plug in case anybody was interested. Anyway, to the matter at hand.
If it didn't have tanks and stuff, I would be more interested.
It has tanks and stuff.
Those are usually a big downer for me, but the Brahma are super cool. I've
Yeah.
died because of one, so.
Everything is super cool in Emerald. That's just not my bag.
That's fair. As we dive back into this campaign, you all are hunkered down beneath a rainfall that is it's almost a deluge, and how quickly it has appeared. You were waylaid for about 2 hours until the rain finally lets up enough that you can travel the rest of the way home without actually being miserable. I guess you could try and force it, but you'd risk exhaustion, and I don't think you want to do that.
No.
Nah.
Just checking. So, as you wait the 2 hours, you are not approached by any enemies or anything like that. It is just as annoying a rainfall for the wildlife of the forest as it is for you. And as you make your way back toward Endsmeet, with that 19 on survival, I will pull up the map of Endsmeet. And you said you had some plans when you returned as to who or what you were going to say, and to whom. So, one moment here while I change the music.
Am I allowed to jump to the world map real quick?
You can
Will
go
it,
to the
like-
world map at any time.
Okay. Cool. I just want to get an idea of when you say Aurelia. It's like a continent, right? It's not just one
It's a
single place.
big boy.
Aurelia
Like-
is a country, but it's the largest country.
Okay. That's the one that consists of like Ferrum all the way up, Augur City. Are we technically the Gold Coast? Here, let me just look. No, okay. That's that. Got it. Oh, so Keo is north. So Augur City, technically like the border, would you say?
Augur City is the capital, and it's basically right on the border between Nosfidania and Arbara and Aurelia. The Kylan's Crossing is generally considered where it changes countries.
Okay. Got it.
Excuse me.
What's the other notable, like, pig city besides Augur City? Is it like Silitok, or is it kind of just wasteland for the most part?
Silitok is a huge city. Ferrum is a
Okay.
big city. Quarterstone Pass is a big city. For Aurelia, those are really the big ones that are like a metropolis. There are lots of smaller towns and cities dappled all over the place, but for this map and for the explored territories, those are the ones everyone knows of.
Got it. Okay, cool. So we'll order a business. We talking to Selite first?
Yeah, we're gonna tell her what we know, so she can probably prepare for it.
Okay, so the first things first is you are going to the Ends Watch.
And maybe show her that symbol, Artie.
Yeah.
Okay. As you all approach the Ends Watch, it is raining. That doesn't really slow the efforts of the Ends Watch much, as you see Selite is out underneath the awning and doing what looks like mapping. She has the large map of the Goldwood, and she is making notes as to where Lilibel's hut is, from what you have reported, where the Saren cultists were, all sorts of different responses from your reports you see are being marked down. And she looks up as you approach. Hello, Wildhearts. You look pensive.
Well,
Not all at once, then.
sorry.
yeah.
We just had a conversation with Vera.
I assumed something like that would happen, from what I'd heard, yes. You are all whole.
She's not. Funny you should say those words.
What do you mean?
She's missing a leg.
Ah, all right.
And half her troop.
They have had great loss because of what Rainer's been up to.
All right. maybe you should have my full and undivided attention. And Solite sets her protractor and other tools down and sits down at the table looking at you all and says, "Come in out of the rain and start at the beginning."
Can I
Claudia
take a
will.
quick glance at the map and see if there's anything else notable? Like, I'm not really hiding it. I just want to look. Is there anything else notable marked besides those few
Roll
things that
investigation.
we've told her? Oh, okay. Natural one for a 12.
Shelby must be in the room.
With a 12, there are a couple things you notice. Even though you rolled a natural 1 is only a true failure in combat. With a 12, you do notice that there are a couple locations on the map that you didn't know were a thing. You see that there is a rounded, almost circular-shaped portion of the forest where it reaches to a peak, and it is labeled Druid Cap Hill. That looks like a landmark of some kind. You see another. It's a river that looks like maybe it connects to where you know the hanging tree is. It's hard to tell with how intricate the map is and how short a look that you're getting. The river is called the Bloodlet.
Oof. Brutal name.
That's good to know, actually.
Yeah.
So it's like a split off, like an estuary off of, okay.
Yes.
I use a big word. It's probably not right either.
It's close.
Okay. I'm just gonna clock it.
Okay. Those are the two big things that you spot that you didn't know were things before.
Okay.
What do you guys say?
Claudia would tell her pretty much everything about what Vera said about the glassmaker, specifically about Raynor, about that they seem to be hiding occasionally on a different plane, and we're assuming that's the Feywild. That they're planning on attacking the Endswatch with an army of glass soldiers.
Specifically that they most likely don't know where the location of the
Yeah,
shrine
that Vera is pretty positive that they don't know where the haven is, but that wouldn't ultimately matter if they just burned everything to the ground.
When you reveal that to Solite, she would say, I knew that Raynor... Well, I knew that they had their differences. I didn't realize to what extent. And also, the level of destruction the man was willing to bring to bear just for his own selfish gains.
Claudia would definitely highlight the fact that the bulk of the really morally dubious shit that the Moon Clan seemed to be up to was primarily orchestrated by Raynor. The random civilian bites, the kidnapping of Darlene, the changing every evening to go on a bloody rampage, basically, and then claiming that he found them like that, you know.
You see that as you're talking about that, Solite's face grows grim. She's listening intently, and she doesn't say much until when you do finally reach the end of the report, she says, Then truly it sounds as though Raynor needs to be dealt with, and quickly.
Even. Cold. That's a word he likes.
Yes, cold.
Put down.
Yeah.
She did say she was up for open discussions.
She is. She needs at least a day to heal from how badly she was hurt. She wants a day warning that we're going to meet, but is amenable to it. There I go using words that Claudia wouldn't know. She is down for it.
I don't know how far that extends, though. I don't know if that means with you involved, Slide, or just
She
our
didn't.
group.
If she cared, she would have told me. You know.
Yeah.
She would have been like, "No, Endswatch." You know, she didn't say so.
I mean,
yeah.
she told us all that stuff in good faith. It seemed like, trying to.
I think our conversation helped her. She asked me specifically why we cared at all, and maybe it surprised her that we give a shit about people who aren't us, but I think I satisfied her.
All right. I think, based on what you've described and the sort of person that I believe Vera is, I think we may have found her at the end of her rope, as it were.
Seems about right.
On her last leg, as it were.
I was trying intentionally to avoid such a joke.
I made a joke when I first saw her, and she seemed to like it, and then I made a second one, and then I think I pushed it.
Too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm getting there.
It's all right.
I
Reading
think-
the room is a skill.
Uh-huh.
I think we need to set our focus on the glassmaker. She specifically
Definitely.
said that I don't know if we can take this army.
Can you tell me more about the glassmaker? What she said?
She'll tell her everything
Hey.
that she knows.
Hey, where would one go about getting a giant amount of butter?
Yeah.
Butter?
Grease. Any kind of grease, butter.
Or
But
meat.
mostly butter. Probably butter, though.
You know, like cornstarch and water can make grease, butter.
The general store has a larder that's kept underground.
Has it been raided or something recently?
If it has, I haven't heard about it.
I feel like we need to talk to the farmers about this.
Well, that's where they
Or-
put their dairies and butters in the larder.
They all store it together?
Yes, it's the size.
So that... I guess that makes sense.
It keeps
sorry.
it cool.
Charlie.
Is that implying that Charlie would know?
It's his general store? Why do you ask?
We think that they need large amounts of grease to build the glass soldiers.
And Vera
so-
said he smelled like butter.
Vera did say he smelled like butter. Which feels really specific, because he smells like sulfur, which makes sense for an evil piece of shit. But butter is a little different.
Hey, what's wrong with sulfur?
Both of those make me think of
I don't know.
making stuff.
Smells like rotten eggs.
Well, lots of things require sulfur to be made. We use a lot of it in tanning here, actually. You would know that. You've stayed at the lodge.
Yes, of course.
Okay. That slight oversight set aside, perhaps have a conversation with Charlie and see if he is missing a lot of butter or has recently sold a lot of butter.
Hi.
Told you.
As far as investigations go, this is a strange course for one to take, but I won't ask any more questions because it won't hurt anything, I assume.
She's gonna nudge Artie, and unfortunately she forgets how short he is, and she hits him in the temple. She's much taller.
What was that?
Oh,
I've been giving you nothing but praise for the last day.
No. Sorry,
Me?
I wanted to remind you about the
Jesus
symbol.
Christ.
The dwarves. I'm so
God,
sorry.
God, use your fucking words next time. Right here.
Yeah, your big words like amenable, modicum.
Yeah, fucking
Are
modicum.
you amenable to my apology?
I'm sorry, I'm just a modicum person. Okay.
A modicum of person.
I'm gonna go reach in and
Oh
take
my
out
God.
the symbol. Do you
A modicum of person. Amazing.
Good job, dude.
do you recognize this? Do you know where this symbol may be from?
Remind me, is this the broken eagle symbol?
The broken eagle symbol, yeah.
She takes it and she looks at it. Allow me to roll a history for Solite.
She's so smart, though.
She has a chance to know.
She's hella ancient.
That's not nice, Claudia.
Sorry, Dad.
She rolled a natural 1.
No.
So it
That's,
goes-
you called her old. Look what happened.
She looks at the symbol and she says, I am sorry, I don't, but they may have something on this sort of thing down at the Parchment and Quill. You might have better luck asking there.
Yeah. We might just be pulling at strings that lead to nothing, but we're trying to make connections anywhere we can.
You can't unravel a tapestry without yanking some threads.
Hey, before I forget, because I've forgotten like 3 days in a row. Did I tell you about the displacer kitten?
No?
There's a displacer kitten that Lilabo was going to take care of, but since you know, can you get it?
Where?
Okay,
It's in her. It's in her place.
it's been some days, and
It's
it was a
been like a
pretty
couple days.
it's a young blind kitten.
Yeah, but we don't.
I will have Shelby go see if she can retrieve it.
We don't know who or what was living in Little Bell's space. Maybe there's some benevolent fae.
And also a blind kitten is still a predator. And
Yeah,
can
maybe it's
still
been eating
find-
spiders.
It's a blind displacer kitten.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It was blinded by the cult of Saren. And Little
Oh.
Bell said she'd take care of it.
It has been a few days.
Please, just
I
look.
will ask Shelby to go search, but I don't want you to get your hopes up.
That's what I'm saying, Claudia.
I understand.
All right.
I just want to give it a chance.
All right, Claudia, I've said it will be done.
You did.
Settle
You
your
did,
mind. It will be all right.
Okay.
One way or the other.
I'm gonna take out from my bag one of my displacer beast fangs and just start playing with it in my finger.
I was really
I
worried what
elbowed
you were
you.
going to say. Okay.
You're a little tiny.
A little pelt.
I actually went back for it.
Okay.
Vera did say that if the culling was gonna meet up or get
That's
together, that it would be done at the tree. She called it the hanging tree. Yeah, everything in those woods is named pretty grimly.
There's a lot of history.
Yeah.
So, we were kind of following up on the butter, seeing if maybe we could follow the supply line to this wizard. But it does seem like we need to take him out of the picture if we're gonna protect the town.
All right, then let's prioritize that. You investigate what you can, and I will begin looking into ways for spell components to be coming out of the city without anybody knowing.
Anyway, you could have somebody scout out that keep eyes on that hanging tree. There's a potential they might meet there.
I believe Thomas can stake out properly.
I feel like if whatever we get from Tarly, that's our next course of action. It's the hanging tree. Maybe he can come with us.
You want Thomas to travel with you instead of perhaps covering more ground?
Well, selfishly, yes, but
We can meet
that's
up with
really
him
more
there.
of a me thing than anybody else.
I understand you have some affection for the man, but he will
Why
be...
would you say it with words?
That's how you say things.
I hate it. Stop it.
All right. My dear Claudia, why don't you go have a conversation with Tarly, and I will have a conversation with both Thomas and Shelby.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your good work. I will see you soon.
Ma'am.
Ma'am. Give her a thumbs up.
Goodbye. She turns and heads into the building.
I look at the Gideon. I was just following your lead. Come on, you told me I need to be more personable.
Well, then don't copy me.
You seem pretty personable, so
It's gonna be a
Sure.
style all your own, Artie.
give her a thumbs up too.
Thank you, Artie, but
Imitation is sign of affection or
something,
flatteration.
something.
Yeah, something like
I,
that.
just, I want better
Yeah.
for you than I've managed in my life.
Okay. Something.
So what's first?
We go to
Tarly.
Charlie's.
Yeah.
Okay, you go
We
to
go to Baffle
Tarly's.
Tarly next.
You head to the general store. It is it's fairly early in the morning still. It's about 9 in the morning when you get to the general store. Tarly is busy handling customers, and as you enter, he looks up and he sees you, Artie, and he says, "Well, good morning. How's one of my best customers doing today?"
Tarly, you flatter me. You flatter me. It's gonna be hard
Well,
to
if
keep
I get you
away.
to buy
Keep doing
more
that.
junk, it's all I have to do.
My favorite. Unfortunately, I'm not here to give you my hard-earned money.
Oh, that's truly unfortunate.
I
All
know,
right.
I know.
Well, what is it then?
We got some
Go ahead,
questions for you. So, I'm gonna give it to you in a nutshell. I'm gonna ask a weird question first, and if you require more info, I'll give it to you, but try to keep it as simple as possible. We were told that you have a abundance of butter stashed. Okay?
This is a
Following?
very odd beginning of a conversation, Artie.
Yep.
Is
Yep.
it the
So
odd
Charlie, you know
beginning
butter
of
could be used as
something
lube,
that-
There is
right?
also milk and cheese being stored down below.
Okay.
Goat's milk,
Ah.
cow's milk, yak's milk. All of it's available for purchase.
No. I'm more interested in the butter and not for purchase.
All right.
Has anybody broken in and stolen any butter? Or B, has anybody bought like an unusually large amount of butter from you recently? Past 2-3 weeks. Super imperative to the safety of the city.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Weirdly-
He's already.
Weirdly, he's serious about that.
Uh-huh.
Do I get anything for that?
No.
For me backing him up.
Oh, that's you backing him up?
Still pretty good.
With a
Pretty good, he rolled pretty
14,
good.
Charlie looks down at you and he says, "Well, you've been such a... all right, 1 minute." And he pulls out this ledger and he begins shifting through it, looking through receipts. And he says, "My supply has been running awful low lately. We have had some big purchases of the dairy,
The butter bandit.
Specifically the butter?
specifically butter.
I would fucking do it.
Harley, I know
Yes.
this has been a weird conversation, but it actually is important to the safety of the Ends Watch and Endsmeet in general. If you could tell us who has been purchasing the butter?
You think he didn't believe me?
I know he did.
Harley, you believe me, right?
All right. Believe you
You know, I
about
would've-
what?
That it's super important to the safety of the town. You don't think I would just lie to you, right?
He scratches the back of his head and he says, "I really don't understand how this could matter at all, but yes."
Okay. Don't go breaking my heart now.
Don't
Don't go breaking my heart.
All right.
I can't sing it in that pitch, or else I would have.
I could if I tried. Don't go breaking my...
I don't have a who. I just have a receipt of when.
You didn't sell it personally?
I don't write down the names of people that buy shit.
Okay.
I know it must be hard to remember specific customers other than Artie.
It
But-
really is, honestly.
But anything that stuck in your mind. Do you recall thinking anything about the amount of butter that was passing over your counter?
Well, I just assumed they had a lot of cooking to do.
That would be a reasonable assumption, yeah.
Let me think on it. He rolled a natural 6.
Oh,
Damn.
So he says, "Look, the receipt here just says I sold 40 pounds of butter. All right?
That's
I
a
don't-
lot of butter.
That's the most butter I've ever sold at one time.
How
Probably.
long ago was it?
It was before the last pull-in from the farm, so that was last week.
Last week? Shit. Around what time of day?
It happened to be
When I was working. I don't know what time of day.
Does it happen to be to a dwarf? Does that sound right?
I don't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember who bought it. I see a lot of customers every day. People coming in with stock, people leaving with their wares. I run a general store, you know. It's the
How'd
only.
you wrap it up? How'd they get it out of here?
Oh, well, you just wrap it up some in this here canvas. You set it flat on the table, fit to however much they buy. They bought 40 pounds, so that was 10 sheaves of canvas that I roped together for them. And then they just carried it out. It's 40 pounds.
Yeah.
going to go to Velen a little bit off to the side, not loudly. Velen, is there anything you could do to help his memory at all? I know you've done some things to help out.
I I could try. Charlie, I know this is a really weird thing to ask, but
This has certainly been an unusual few minutes, yes.
we think that this butter may have been used magically, and it would be really helpful to an investigation that we're doing. If would you object if I used a little bit of magic to help your memory?
You see, he, like, blinks one eye at a time. And he's
I
like,
realize
you
it's
know-
strange.
You know I would never let anybody do anything to hurt you, right?
Right.
I genuinely mean that.
Okay. Thank you, Artie.
You're a national treasure, and I truly mean that.
Okay, you're making this
Been
weird,
on a little
I think.
hard. Backpedal.
Velen,
Slow
roll
down.
me a persuasion check.
Okay.
It's
Good thing it's
almost
Velen,
at
at least.
disadvantage.
Good thing that was an almost.
That is a natural 20.
Yes, sir.
Yay!
Maybe.
Yeah, sure. If this means that much to y'all, and if it'll get you out of my shop, yes.
Okay, so ignore the dice. That's not a thing because I'm not doing Constitution. I'm casting Enhance Ability on him for
Yeah.
the
Intelligence.
cunning. Yeah, Fox's cunning. It's the intelligence
Okay.
one. And
So I will roll a history for him again at advantage.
Try walking through that day.
It would be so notable if somebody bought 40 pounds of butter. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
It would be so noticeable.
Yeah. Natural
I've worked
20.
retail. I'd be like,
You remember the weird shit, yeah.
As I think on it. It was the first sale of the day. It was awful weird as they came in every once in a while to buy smaller things, but this time I remember thinking maybe I should have offered to help her carry it out. But yeah, I remember. It was old Sadie, the caretaker.
old
Really?
woman?
The
Yeah.
old woman who takes care of the back of the lodge? I guess the
She
lodge in
takes
general.
care of the whole town. She just picks up after people.
Is this the
Oh,
same woman that said something to Tess outside of our house?
The one that she tremored?
Oh no, I pranked her. Oh no. Oh no.
assuming it was actually her and not like a disguise or something.
Yeah, I was asking above the
Oh,
table.
okay.
Could be, yeah, it was the same one.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. We need to talk to her.
I hope
We need
that helps. That's all I can remember aside from everything else that day.
When Charlie says, I hope that helps, Gideon, like, gently reaches out and kind of puts a hand around Artie. He's like, yes, it was very helpful, thank you. Like,
Charlie,
Like-
real quick.
slow
Sorry.
down! Artie, no.
No.
Hand.
You right now
Oh,
have
boundaries.
the fucking power of magic enhancing your mind. If there's anything tasks like you haven't been able to accomplish, or if you need to negotiate something, next hour would be the time to do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe do a Sudoku puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like
Yeah.
those?
yeah, it's real good
His
magic for the brain.
crossword.
All right, I think I'm gonna go organize the tools as I've been waiting to do.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
that'll do it. Mm-hmm.
Pat Artie on the back. That was good.
I'm just
Charlie, I
gonna,
love you, and I hope you have a beautiful day.
Nope.
And it ruined it.
I
Learning
was
with
just
already 101.
gonna leave some money on the counter since we just took up a bunch of his time and we're weird at him.
How much
Yeah,
money?
that's a good idea.
I am gonna just leave a gold.
That's a good idea because of the
Okay.
color of butter.
Okay, sure.
'Cause
We'll
it's the
pretend that's
color of
why.
butter. Okay.
We'll pretend that is why I love to gold because it's the color of butter.
But- I like it. It's got big, like, it's a banana, Michael. How much could it cost?
$10.
$1. One gold.
Okay, you
How
How
leave
much
a
could 40 pounds of butter cost, guys?
tip
Okay.
of a gold.
Shit. Okay, so we have two things that we need to follow up on. The parchment and something.
Parchment and quill, the bookshop. That's
And-
the bookshop.
We need to talk to Sadie, but we need to kind of talk about how we're gonna do that.
We need to tell Salite about old Sadie and see if
That's
we can
true.
get a tail on her.
Yeah.
Don't let her know we're onto her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do we show our hands? Maybe this
No.
person was... It's a wizard, right? So he could have disguised himself as her.
Yeah. But if it's not, we don't want to give
But,
it.
like, who else is the most innocuous... Sorry, sneaky, like someone you wouldn't notice in town? Besides
that's
this
what
old
I'm
lady.
saying.
And I've
If it-
seen her a dozen times just walking by.
If it is actually her and not a wizard in disguise, then we don't want her knowing that we know. We
Right,
want to
that
catch
makes
her in the
sense.
act. It might lead us to him.
We want to
So
follow her.
We want to get a
Shit.
tail on her from Salite, and we can go follow up on the few other things.
If she's even still in that disguise. It could be this person chose to be that particular disguise for this purchase.
It could be.
Or
Right.
But this is the
Or-
lead we've got.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it does make sense to disguise yourself as the most innocuous possible person,
Yeah.
but we don't know that the real Sadie hasn't been suborned. We don't know anything. Also, I can't believe I just said the real Sadie. Like,
But, I
I
mean,
have a-
Salite was talking about a traitor. Or potentially somebody, like a spy. What
I have a
better
really good
disguise?
idea.
Okay, what is it? Hurry. On the way to Salite. We're going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're walking.
If it is the wizard in disguise, it's only an illusion. So, if it's really a dwarf,
If we throw
You
a
go to
rock at her head and it goes
and
through.
punch her in the face, and it misses because she's not actually that tall, then we know it's a dwarf. Okay? So,
You're not-
who's volunteering?
Echo's
I don't-
face.
Is that wait. Artie, do you mean to say you want to throw rocks at an old woman?
Or
For the
we
good
can
of
like
everyone.
go to pat her on the shoulder or something.
Maybe that's better. Maybe that's better.
You want me to just hit her with a closesline, Artie?
Yeah. Mhm.
Punch her in the neck.
Let her know who Dilo's Garden really is.
Let's
get a
go to
pie,
Salite.
throw it in her face.
And if it misses, it's an illusion.
Yeah, it's an illusion. Not a bad idea.
I will say, if I was
It'd be a
gonna
waste of a pie.
disguise myself, I would not disguise myself as an old woman to buy 40 pounds of butter because it is
Yeah.
a little weird.
It does seem
That
weird,
is true.
right?
I mean, she could have used the excuse that she was buying it for Drenir so that they could cook at the lodge.
I'm just saying, if I was gonna be somebody who looked like I should be carrying 40 pounds of dairy, probably
Fair
wouldn't
point.
have picked an old woman.
Just like a guy.
Would have
You
picked
said that she
Drenir
carried it
instead, yeah.
herself.
You should have
Well,
offered.
that-
Yeah, you're right.
That's
you're right.
pretty suspect.
The whole
old
thing is
woman
odd.
Is not necessarily like we kind of remember her. She's not like
No,
difficult.
she's not exactly a
woman
shy
to-
and retiring old woman.
She's kind of a
Yeah.
bitch, from what I remember.
I don't know about that, but sure, maybe.
I mean, you're
gonna
gonna
rude.
use that word in front of the literal wolf woman.
Wow. Okay.
Mm,
Damn, guys.
Jeez,
let's
I feel like
go.
that was worse than what I said.
Here we are at the Endsmeet, the Ends Watch.
Sorry, Echo. I kind of let this go off the rails.
You catch as Salite. So as you're heading toward Endswatch, you see the figures of Shelby and Thomas vanishing into the woods as
I'm
Salite
gonna-
sits back down.
Scoot. Oh, they're leaving? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Go to Salite and say, so we just talked to Tarly and managed to remember that somebody about a week ago bought 40 pounds of butter all at once. And he said it was weird because it was old Sadie. So,
First,
And she carried it all herself.
before anything
Yeah.
else,
Mm.
you just scared the shit out of me. You just left, like not even 10 minutes ago. You
I'm
all-
sorry.
Maybe
I
make a
didn't
little more noise. I was distracted.
I'm
That is
sorry.
Not
thought-
something we hear often. We're very
Yeah.
loud.
You must have been very focused, Salite, and
Yeah, we
I
were
respect
arguing
that
the whole
about
way
you.
here.
Sorry, I must have been distracted indeed. All right. You believe
Okay.
it was old Sadie that bought...
He said
Oh,
she
he
bought
kn-
40 pounds of butter at once a
He
week
knows
ago.
it was her.
Pretty strange.
That is
Yeah.
indeed strange. Okay. What does that mean, aside from that Sadie wanted a lot of butter?
Be a spy.
So the reason
Why?
that the butter is significant is
Okay.
that we know that the glassmaker needed large amounts of grease to make glass soldiers. And we know that butter is a relatively inexpensive way to find grease. Most of the other spell components that they would need are things that could be sourced from the forest. But butter...
There.
If I was to make a large army of glass people, I would not use Banasite. It's way too expensive. I typically would just need some glass, some glue, and some grease as the main components, and then I can fill in the magic to create it. So this is where we're getting this from. We also, Claudia made the great connection that she said it smells like butter. That's not a normal thing for somebody, a wizard in the forest, who doesn't go to town to just smell like butter. See where these connections are coming to play?
I see where they're coming from, yes. I feel like I'm looking for reasons why this is nonsense. And
It feels like it should be nonsense
I know
because
it
it's
sounds
40
like
pounds of butter and an old woman who lives in town. But
No,
the fact of the matter is...
It's... Okay. Alright.
She could be a traitor, or it could be the wizard in disguise
Sadie?
as her.
Have you
Or
met
it-
Sadie?
Hold on.
Yeah,
so we
I
don't
kinda
know.
don't like
She's
her.
a wizard, right?
We don't
Because
know.
we used her as a
Listen.
disguise.
Or
Listen,
it could
if
be...
I was going to disguise myself, it would be as someone non-threatening and easy to forget.
Yeah.
Why would someone choose a disguise that is memorable? It's possible that this person isn't the wizard in disguise at all, but maybe the woman is working with him or is under some sort of influence.
Be
Alright,
charmed.
alright. Fine. I accept these as plausible arguments.
Well, she
How
could've
do we
even-
proceed with that knowledge?
I have an idea.
Got two
You!
ideas.
Yes! You don't
Pick
have to
me.
raise your hand. We're not in class. Just
Never went to school.
speak.
Okay. When we came here, and you made us, you did the thing, and then the truth, right?
Yes.
Sorry.
I'm...
Can you do that again?
Yes, we can do that again.
You could just ask her some questions.
Well, this is my thoughts on it. If she is working with him, maybe we don't want the jig to be up. Maybe have somebody tail her. Or if we see her walking around...
I find
It
myself
really
agreeing
is-
with Artie.
Yeah, see? But wait, because I have another idea.
Oh, good.
So don't jump the gun yet. If we do see her walking around and it really is a dwarf wizard,
Why would it
Move
be...
on to.
Wait, what? Why would it be
He's
a
a
Okay.
dwarf?
dwarf. He is a
the
dwarf.
dwarf wizard is the dwarf wizard is the glassmaker who
Oh,
is the butter bandit.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay, go on. I
Old
follow.
Butterbean. If it is him again taking her image, he would be really short and it's just an illusion. He wouldn't actually be her.
I have a
So if
question.
we see her, yeah.
This raises a question.
Mm-hmm.
If this dwarf used Sadie to get butter, he has the butter now.
Why would he be in town?
Why would he still be Sadie?
Might need
I think
more.
I do think it makes more sense that either she was charmed or just was paid to
Yeah.
get butter.
Yeah.
She might
I
not
mean-
even know. Somebody could have just said, "Can you get me a great amount of butter? Here's a
Yeah.
good tip."
Yeah.
Or she's involved in the plans.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or she's involved in the plans. We don't
Mhm.
know.
We
But
don't know.
any of
There
those
might-
things seems more likely than the wizard is still her and is wandering around in
Yeah,
disguise as
There
Satan.
is... So...
It might be worth asking her. It might be
Uh-huh.
worth just having
That-
a conversation.
Okay. There is a problem here that none of you seem to be aware of. Sadie is not of well mind. She is... Well,
There's
she's...
no better person to get you to do something than.
She is as old, if not older, than I am.
Oh my God.
Claudia.
Thank you for
Claudia.
that. Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Even I know
She
that was
is
wrong.
a victim of the puppet master.
The-
Who's
the
that?
what?
Okay. During the War of the Dead, there was a necromancer who used people from their very core to control others by binding their souls and minds to the monsters that they were controlling. Sadie is one of those victims. She's not of sound mind.
Would that make her easier to influence, you think?
It could. It could also make her completely unpredictable, were she influenced again.
So
It could be nothing. So like, it's just that, the other option was people wanted to go tackle her and see what was going on. I figured maybe we should come talk to you about it first.
I'm very glad you came to speak with me. That would have ended very badly.
Just for the record, I was not serious about hitting her in the face with a pie. That was a joke.
Okay.
I was serious about the rock, but it could have been a pebble.
So like, I'm starting to see what you're talking about. Even if we get it out of her, it's not going to bring it any closer to knowing where the glassmaker is.
Look.
See.
Well, it depends.
Yeah, it depends on what she knows. We don't know what she knows.
If you can find Sadie, which is not always easy to do.
I'm confident I could find her.
Good luck.
Sounds like what Sadie needs is compassion and very careful handling.
Yes. If you can find her and manage to convince her to come here, we can use Zone of Truth to try and find what she knows. That is perhaps the gentlest way to do this, she says as she's looking directly at Artie. And then looks at Claudia and says, and not throw rocks at her head.
It would have been a pebble. Does she know you? Is like, if we said, hey, can Soullight talk to you? Would she be like, oh, okay?
She calls me Shelley.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
If you
so
tell
Shelley,
her,
if we're like, Shelley.
Very specific. You have to say it Shelley and not Shelley. If you don't enunciate the E, she'll think you mean Shelby, and then she'll go off into the woods.
Oh. Shelley.
But first you have to find her. I don't know where she is.
So I probably shouldn't be the one that talks to her.
No.
100% no.
Okay. No, I get that. I'm not clueless. Come on.
Look, first things first, if you have other things to handle, do that first. Because this time of day, Sadie is likely out in the woods, being a tempest.
Okay.
What?
Just being crazy?
Oh, she's a storm sorcerer, so...
Is that why it rained?
No, that's the weather, darling.
Oh.
That's actually condensation and...
My God.
No, that's condescending, Artie.
No,
Can your science explain why it rains?
Yes.
Claudia, you are as adorable as you are brilliant. First things first.
Okay.
That was a compliment.
Okay.
Focus on what you can handle that is a known factor, and then when you're finished with that, maybe then try and track down Sadie, and do it without causing her harm, for that will end badly for you, I believe.
Okay.
Storm sorceress.
Yes.
I mean, also, we just don't want to hurt old ladies, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
all agree.
Main-
They're evil old
Particularly
ladies,
do
there's
not-
no hold bars.
Thank
Got
the
it.
gods.
We don't
Maybe.
need to hurt anyone that has already been through horrifying trauma.
So, parchment and quill?
Yes, to the bookshop.
To the bookshop.
Gideon's just rubbing this part of his face right now. He's just like,
I understand. And Celite turns back to the map as you all leave.
We're connecting the dots.
as everybody leaves, Gideon kind of hangs back and like just stands there, just to kind of stand in silence for a second, just enjoy it.
Let's cling to it.
We're attempting our first.
The pattering.
Go ahead.
The pattering of rain does remind you that there is peace here.
It's so nice. Deep breath. Okay.
Get
They're
in.
escorting 4 children.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Papa.
Over
Okay.
the table, what are we doing at
Yes.
the parchment store again?
We're asking about the broken eagle.
Oh, okay.
Like, so Light specifically said that they might know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because she sure didn't.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you head to the parchment and quill, Nora the bookkeeper looks to you all, the halfling, with large spectacles, smiles as you enter. Oh, hello. It's been a while since I've seen any of you in here. How may I help you?
You know her.
Hey, it's good to see you again.
Yes, yes. I have found a tome with the symbol you remarked upon.
Oh my goodness, I've got tell me.
It is in Celestial, so I cannot read it, but
I can.
I figured it
Maybe.
might be of worth to you.
Yes, I can read that. How much is it?
I had to spend 8 gold to acquire it, so I'd like 10.
10 it is.
Perfect. And she hands
Velen
you...
will just sort of head right up and spend her money on the book. Hooray!
Now,
What's the title?
to clarify, this is a book on Dawes.
That's okay, I'm still buying it.
The title is simply in Celestial. You see it is in fancy scroll work. The Final Climb.
Velen starts to grin, and she, picks up the book, and she kind of...
As soon as you touch the book, you hear in your head, "Oh, gods.
It's your diary, isn't it?
It's a mistake.
It's your diary! I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read the hell out of it.
Oh, no, please don't."
I just paid money for it.
That's what you hear.
Sorry. Oh, this is great.
It's a pretty hefty tome, and it is clear that it is, as you read the first couple sentences inside the book, it is written in Celestial, but it is basically an observer's account of the climb of one Lord Dawes, from demigod to true ascension.
Oh, neat. This is the part of the story I don't know.
That's what you have in your hands at his...
As he groans and suffers about it, yes. We actually, I'm very excited that you have this, but we actually were coming here to see if you had some information on another thing.
Oh, well, I will be of service if I can. What
Thank
do you
you.
need?
Artie, do you have the,
Yep. I pull it out and I hand it to her.
Ah, and have you had any luck with that book of schematics that you purchased?
Yeah, I actually did. I haven't been able to read much of it lately, but I got some stuff out of it. I made this, and I pull out my handy hop-up.
Oh, I remember seeing that on one of the pages. I didn't expect to see it in real life. And she kind of looks at it with wide eyes. And then she looks to you, Claudia, and she says, "And you? Has your reading been coming along?"
So I got a couple pages in, but then a lot of stuff happened, so...
A lot of stuff. Thanks for reminding me, though. I'm going to read this more tonight.
I understand, dearie. I hope that you can get back to it when you have the time.
Yeah.
Now, she looks at the symbol. What am I looking at?
Oh, shit.
So, we found this, and we wanted to know if you knew, if you're familiar with it, or you knew what the symbol might mean, or where it might be from, the
Maybe
origin
have a book.
city.
Okay, well, it looks like the sort of pin one might wear on a lapel, or maybe a vestment of armor.
It's for a mercenary group from Aurelia.
Oh,
Maybe Augur City.
okay.
What?
I might have something. And as she sets it down on the counter, she begins to look through the various books on the shelves. I am rolling to see how she does with her search.
Does she get a library?
She pulls... Don't push it. She pulls a smaller tome off one of the shelves and sets it down, and she begins shuffling through it, and she says, "This is one of the driest books I own, but it is a record of various businesses throughout Aurelia. And this symbol..." And you see she's like shuffling through the pages. Ah! Here we are. The Split Wings Mage Hunters Guild.
Oh. Mage hunters?
Mm-hmm. It appears this was a mercenary company specializing in the tracking of awry or wanted spellcasters. Divine, natural, and arcane.
Do you think they were looking for him?
I'm
I
sorry?
mean, they were looking for something.
Sorry, I'm asking these guys.
Oh,
Does that book go into any more depth about them, or do you have anything on them specifically more in depth, or is it just a small passage?
well, it says here they were founded in 6022. They have served for King Strongarm for all of those years. Almost all of their contracts appear to be royally appointed. They have worked exclusively for Aurelia for their entire years of service, although they did do one group excursion with the Merigod Academy. That took place in 6070. That's fairly recent. That is all it says.
Are they all dwarves?
It doesn't mention race.
That was extremely helpful, honestly. I
Oh,
really appreciate that.
I'm glad I could be of service.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like the book? There might be more in there.
How much is it?
5 gold pieces. Just so I can get it off my damn shelves.
Yeah, I'll take it.
For my blood.
I'll buy it and I'll hand it immediately to Velen.
Okay.
There's no way she could read it.
Velen, you now possess Aurelian businesses and entrepreneurship.
You're welcome.
It's like the most boring book
We don't
that I've
know.
ever held in my hands. No, I do know.
It does give you advantage on history checks in reference to old businesses and companies from Aurelia.
You don't know when that'll be useful.
I'm pretty sure it's going to
Like
be
just
useful
now?
it's going to be useful as an insomnia cure.
I was gonna say that might be good reading if like I can't sleep at night.
Oh, it's served me well as just that.
Can we ask you one more thing?
You can ask me anything you like, dearie.
There's a creature called the Outsider.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that?
Maybe there's a book on it.
I've heard stories of the Outsider. What is it that you hope to learn?
Why would people be seeing it?
Oh,
What does it mean?
sightings of the Outsider can be considered omens. Whether they be good or bad is kind of up to the context, I think. The Outsider's seen as though the world is watching, as though everyone knows what you're doing, and they are judging you. At least that's what the stories used to say, is that the gods would use the Outsider as their looking glass. I don't know if that's true. I don't think it is. That doesn't really make sense why the gods would need a looking glass. They could just look for themselves, I suppose. But maybe in regions where even the gods can't see, the Outsider may provide such a service. What I do know, from stories I've heard, is the Outsider is a collector of the things that mortals can't have. Sort of intangible. Magic, memories, souls, those sorts of things that are deemed either too evil or too good to be possessed by any one man.
So the outsider gathers up those things and takes them.
From what I know, he actually sells them.
So if it's too powerful for any one person, why would it sell them back to other people?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the outsider. These are just stories I've heard. I don't know if they're true.
He says he sells them to people.
That is another key thing. Maybe he sells them to the very gods that use him as a looking glass.
Like Tarly's, but for gods.
Could be.
Okay.
I think Tarly is a far more likable fellow than any entity that takes the things that no one else can have.
Certainly.
I knew I liked you.
I like you too, Artie. You're a
Thank
pleasant
you.
gnome.
Yes,
Aw.
thank you. Yeah.
This is nice.
Is she a gnome?
She's a
She
halfling,
a-
isn't she?
She's a halfling.
She a halfling?
Lots of halflings here.
You're quite pleasant yourself.
Thank you.
I enjoyed our visit.
By all means,
Extremely helpful.
please stop by if you ever need more reading material.
I'm kind of broke, but I'm gonna give her a gold. It's gonna be in silver and some copper. Because I don't have an actual gold piece.
Dearie, I
have
can't
one.
accept this. You haven't purchased anything from me.
You gave us very useful information that's gonna help the city and the Ends Watch, and
Well,
I thought I'd at least repay the favor.
That's nice, dear. I'll give this to the temple. See that they could use it.
It just
Already
seems
tried
like
to give money to the temple, so this is his workaround.
where most of my money is.
Do you guys want to talk to Knuckle?
Mhm.
Before we try to find Sadie?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Okay.
I want to go read my book soon.
Okay.
She got me in
I
a
guess-
real reading spirit.
And I guess we know where the spell components came from now, so. No need to ask Nazik about a bunch of glass.
Yeah. He could have made that easily himself.
Yeah,
Just saying.
sand or whatever.
But he probably wasn't milking the cows himself. Okay. Knuckles like right across the street, isn't he? Yeah, literally.
I hope you all have a pleasant day as you're all
Need to
leaving.
get a bigger backpack. Thank you for your help and this book, which
You
is
are
going to be
welcome.
amazing.
Off you
The book
go.
I got you, right?
No.
Aw.
You see this?
Mhm.
Yeah?
This book is about my god. And he's really annoyed about it, so I'm excited.
The letters are all swirly.
Yeah, I know.
It's cursive. It's not even a different language. Claudia just can't read cursive.
If you read that aloud, I will never forgive you.
I'm not gonna read it aloud. I don't even know what's in it.
I mean, we didn't ask you to read it out loud, but okay.
Yeah, actually? I want to know what's in it now.
He finds it very embarrassing.
Ah, okay.
Okay, well, I shouldn't offend a god by asking you to do something a god doesn't want them to do, but
Exactly. See, she knows what she's talking about. You should listen to her more often.
She really wants me to read it to her.
No.
like it is clear from Tess' face that she really, really does, but also she's like holding her holy symbol being like, okay, this is a bad idea.
Don't piss off Dawes. He
And
really.
it's like, I don't.
When you hold your holy symbol, Velen, you hear.
Velen?
Now Domino's here, looking at me. Go away.
Bella just starts laughing.
No, what happened? What happened? What happened?
Oh. I guess Jamino is there now.
They live in like a college dorm type setup. What is this?
Like,
Oh well,
Jamino-
the way that the celestial they all have their own sort of realms and they can go to each other's.
Huh.
And then you know, they all have like different sections of Afterlife where their worshippers go?
Tamina's so much better at pranks than I am. I feel bad about my prank. I
Well,
shouldn't do pranks anymore.
That's
Eh.
what prank.
If I stopped making inventions after my first bad inventions, I would have never made a second.
Well, there's that. Well,
You
I
just have
did
to keep
that
pranking
too.
old people.
Mm-hmm.
No, maybe not old people. Maybe not old people.
I think you need to
Maybe
commit
not.
more to it.
Yeah.
You know,
Boy.
go
No,
full force.
it's a bad idea, and I feel really bad about it. She was really traumatized, and I didn't know.
Could have
It's
been
got-
the
she's
dwarf.
fine.
So
Alright.
here's what I think about pranks, and it's the same thing that I think about jokes, which is you gotta punch up, and if you're just punching out at random, you never know what you're gonna hit. But if you
Yeah.
want to make fun of somebody who's in power, who's more important than you, that's the way to go. Of course, I also can't really go home. So, let's move on, I think, from that.
Hey,
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I don't want to go home. I just also can't.
why?
I think we'll unpack this in a minute. We still have some questions to ask Knuckle.
Right, we're going to see Old Knuckle.
Oh, are
Tess
you?
is the-
Okay.
Tess in a bumper shoulder against villains that they walk, and
That's
like
Dorothy.
It's just a
kind of
thing.
and kind of like flex her hand around the symbol and kind of like smirk.
As you head to Fortuna Station, you find Old Knuckle outside working on the wagons. You notice that many of the wagons are missing, as are the horses. It looks as though business is up for Knuckle today. And as you are approaching, he looks up and says, "Well, good morning. How are the Wildhearts doing today?"
Fine. Learning a bunch of stuff. We actually had a
Better.
couple questions for you.
All right. You want some stew first?
Yes.
Please, oh please, thank you.
Because your primary business is, of course, stew, and the horses are secondary.
It's duck and vegetable today. I hope that'll do.
Sounds delicious.
Sounds amazing.
All right. And Old Knuckle goes inside and then emerges with basically a metal spoon which hangs a number of almost like small feeding pails of stew. And he hands each of you one.
Yay.
It is hot.
And it is ready.
Yum.
And he's proud to serve it.
Yeah. As you eat it, if you do, you gain 5 temporary hit points.
Oh,
Hell yeah. Num num.
All right. Now that you're all fed, what is it you need to ask me?
Oh.
So glad it has nothing to do with butter.
What?
Don't ask.
We talked to Vera.
Oh.
She mentioned you.
All right.
You knew each other for a long time.
Yep, you could say that.
And she said she made a mistake. And things haven't been the same since.
Funny she'll admit it to you, but not to me. That's real cute, that is.
It's been a long time, Knuckle.
They check.
I mean, I
Insight
feel
check?
like it's probably easier to admit that you fucked up once your leg is gone.
Come again?
She lost her leg.
And half the people she cares about?
I really feel like the limb is important because you know you need that for stuff.
Old Knuckle sits down.
Oh,
All right. You certainly have my attention.
We knew that she'd been injured.
If you want to roll that insight check.
Oh, I got a natural one. Keep going. Keep
Okay.
going.
Well, I gotta roll an insight check too.
Okay.
I got a natural too. Ha!
This
It
is a man.
Valentine's.
This
It is
is-
Valentine's.
He's a bear.
You think you're talking to Old Knuckle.
Oh, shit. I'm on to him.
Wow.
1, 2, 3.
With an 11, Old Knuckles hard to read.
He is hard to read. I'm going to... Velen is operating on the assumption that that was news that hit harder than
Yep.
it might otherwise would have. And I'm just making that assumption even though she rolled an 11.
Just because you can't read them doesn't mean you can't put pieces together.
Yeah.
I'm not rolling insight, but I feel like,
Yeah.
that was pretty clear.
Pretty clear.
But she's... Raynor betrayed her and apparently had been betraying her over time. And
in the worst possible ways.
So she spoke to Claudia. And I guess, Claudia, maybe you should tell it since you were the one who were there, but she seems like somebody at the end of her rope.
She's willing to work with us. She just needs a day to heal.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad that she's willing to work with us.
I think it's important that you know that some of the worst things we thought the Moon Clan were doing were because of Raynor. She swore, and I believe her, that she didn't know anything about what happened to Darlene.
Well, that's a relief to me.
And a lot of the other ones too, right? Didn't you tell us?
Yeah,
Claudia?
all of them basically. Him turning
You
others.
knew her longer than I guess anybody else we can ask. She gets a bad rap, and she always been as bad as people say she is, or is it potential that she could be reasoned with and be peaceful?
There was a time when, well, there was a time when she was the reasonable one. And then there was a time where she wasn't.
Happens if you live long enough.
Yeah.
What changed? Something happened?
Yeah, something happened.
Was it what happened with Raynor?
I don't even know how long ago it was, but Raynor. Excuse me, this is a shitty subject.
It's none of our business, Knuckle. You can just say that.
No, you deserve to know. You went out into the wolf's nest, wolf's lair, wolf's den. How do they say it? Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Wolf's nest.
You deserve to know. Vera's my daughter.
Oh.
Knuckle.
Wasn't expecting that.
It's real hard to watch your kid do all the things you warn him would be painful to him. Watch him make the mistakes that you don't want him to. The ones you made when you were younger. But everybody has to learn their own way.
Put my hand on his, like, I guess, hip. Just like...
When you dip, I dip, we dip.
I'm trying to console him a little bit, just show that we feel his pain to an extent.
I mean, there aren't that many bears out here.
Probably should have put two and two together, actually, now that you're
She's
saying
not a
that.
white bear.
Family's hard and complicated, and sometimes you hurt each other.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you ain't family.
That ain't the half of it. Raynor was just another mistake in a line of other fuck-ups that were half my fault and half hers. But Rainer... At first, I thought he was just another boyfriend. Some guy she had interest in. And then I found him. He was in the woods by himself. I was out hunting. Found him pulling the legs off squirrels while they were alive. Relishing in their squeals of pain. I tried to tell Vera that he wasn't right in the head. We got in a big fight. Big fight. And she lost it. She turned and I couldn't find her. That was the night Rainer got bit. She said she wanted to, so that she could have him, whether I liked it or not. Now, she'd already had that group of the Moon Clan for a while, but they'd always stayed free-spirited out in the forest, away from Endsmeet. I didn't have any problem with them staying out there. I knew she could take care of herself. She could take care of them. She inherited that pack from the last quote-unquote alpha. But then she turned Rainer. And all of her decisions grew harsher. More bloody. Until people around here started disappearing. So I take a lot of responsibility for what happened, because it was our fight that made her lose it.
How long ago was this?
A few years.
Uncle, it's not your fault. You know
Feels
that.
like it. I know it's not really, but I also think it is.
Guilt is also a funny thing. But
Turns out you can't stop feeling responsible for people
No,
just
you
because they
can't.
stop listening.
But it doesn't actually make you responsible.
No. But now my little girl is truly hurt.
It's gonna take a lot more than that to stop her.
that's true.
Maybe
And
this is
healing
the wake-up call she needs.
I think it is.
and healing is possible. Maybe not everything, but healing is possible.
I hope you're
And
right.
Sometimes you have to be put down real low until you understand you've made a mistake. That's happened to me before. And I came out of it a whole different person. It's possible.
All right. I take a little bit of solace in that. Thank you, Tess.
Do you want... Who's planning on meeting with us at some point soon? Do you want any part in that?
She doesn't want to talk to me.
I don't think that's true. She brought you up first. She said it was her mistake.
Shit. You see,
Okay.
he's rubbing his face. All right. I would love to see her.
I'm gonna hug this big old bear.
Yep.
He hugs you
Artie's-
back.
Artie's got a leg.
Like womp.
His entire calf muscle is the thickness of Artie.
As the Wildhearts kind of group hug.
One of our various dads.
Yep. Old Knuckle will say, "Let her you."
Yeah.
She means what she says. She got that from me, if that's one good thing.
That is.
Yeah.
Look,
It
I know
means
a thing or two about change. And so do you. And so does she. If there's anyone that understands that you don't have to be one thing and you can always start being something else, it's you. And it's her.
Well, when you put it so fucking simply like that, it makes a guy feel real stupid, you know?
That is very wise.
Thanks, Claudia.
Guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave.
Inside check.
You inside checking.
I don't know.
I'm leaving, yeah.
You think
don't
he's
have to roll for
telling the
that.
Natural
truth.
one. Natural one.
You're not
Claudia's-
sure if he actually left.
Claudia is openly weeping. Her eyes are just tearful. She can't see through them.
You do
So I don't know if you
see
left
like almost a tear coming out of Artie's face. He was very touched by that.
I can't see it.
We can get back to it afterwards. You can finish what you're doing.
Okay. What?
Look, she's hurt bad. She's down bad. But she's alive. And that means it's not too late. Just try to put it behind you and build something new with her. I think she's ready to reach out a hand.
I could contact her.
We're gonna contact her.
Yeah, she said give her some time, Tess.
We'll give her at least a day to heal, and then when we decide on a meeting place, we'll contact her, and then we'll let Knuckle know when that's gonna be, so he can be there too.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Thank you for telling me.
Maybe we can bring some of your stew to our meeting place. Bet she misses it.
Oh.
Her favorite was venison.
Oh.
All right. I need to quit being all fucking weepy. You all get out of my sight. I can't handle this right now.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
You're like
Need-
the third person who said that to us today.
Well, we are pretty annoying, Claudia.
Aw.
No.
I'm gonna
You're
rub
not
his back a
annoying.
little bit.
Y'all might be the key to saving this fucking town. Thank y'all. And he goes inside.
That was way more than I thought that was gonna be. What the fuck?
A lot.
Where's
Artie?
Artie? Did
Yeah.
you leave?
Artie, what are you doing?
It's super quick. I'm running over to Nora's. You can probably see it if we're still outside.
Yeah, you all were still outside when it happened.
Okay. So yeah, you'll see me run into Nora's
Watch
real
it.
quick.
Like,
Okay, you
okay,
run to
bye.
the parchment and quill. It's
Gotta
right
give her
across
his
the
number.
street.
Gotta think for halflings.
No. Nora,
Oh, hello again, dear.
real quick, do you have anything on prosthetics? Like design and
Oh, what?
anything like that?
Oh, I'm sure I have one of those old Ceresian manuscripts laying around.
Probably in
here.
your schematics journal you haven't read yet.
Preferably. Yeah. This is
And she-
honest doodles and contraptions. I don't think a medical prosthetic is going to be in that.
Rolling up with a leg for Vera would be such a good move.
I happen, and she pulls down a book that you recognize, the kind of famous filigree along the edges. It's this brass copper plate. It is an old Artifice and Arcanics manuscript of prosthetics for various limb replacements, some bearing magic. Written in common for the layman. I can let you have this for 5 gold.
I'll take it. You got change for a platinum?
I certainly do, after your previous business. And she pulls out 5 gold.
Perfect. Thank you. Once again, it was truly a pleasure.
As always, Artie, I'm happy to see you once again. Enjoy your reading.
Give her a big smile and a thumbs up, and I leave. I put it in my bag before I...
Okay, you now have the blueprints for A&A prosthetics.
Cool. And I come back to the group. It was quick, minute at most, so...
So Old Knuckle is just going inside as you're running back up. And as Artie returns to the group, and you've made Old Knuckle cry, that is where we are going to stop today's session.
Fucking made me cry.
Jesus.
That just
Echo
Old
gets the
Knuckle.
inspiration for making Old Knuckle cry.
Thank you all for playing with me tonight.
Bruh.
Before anything
so
else,
much.
before anything else,
Emotions.
we will go to the player vote for RP.
Shit.
Alphabetically, Dooch, you're first.
Reverse card.
Alphabetically, Dooch, you're first.
Oh.
Come on.
I'm gonna give it to Essa. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Fuck. I wasn't expecting this.
It happens every session.
I
I
can
didn't
do
know this
it.
session
I know
was
what.
about to end.
I know who I'm gonna vote for.
All right, we'll go to the bottom of the order first. Sal.
Oh.
Sal, who do you vote for?
I am going to give it to Claudia for accidentally hitting Artie. Because it was funny.
Hey.
Okay. All right. Emily.
I'm giving it to Gideon for being like you're so convincingly like resistant to emotion. whenever Tess is sort of like emotion, or really when anyone is like emotion, Gideon's like no, but no,
Nah, no, thank you.
No,
Put this
thank
down
you.
right here.
And
We don't have time for all that.
This is a long game. It's consistent and it's very him, and I like it a lot. But also like letting the emotion happen sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
there, it's just reserved.
It's very satisfying.
Pen.
I'm gonna give it to Gideon for his moment of silence. Because sometimes we all need a minute because you're wrangling 4 feral gremlins and you just need a minute.
Ain't that the
He did
truth?
need it.
All right. Hellfrog.
Well, I can't give it to Old Knuckle.
No, you
So
cannot.
it's gonna be Artie for saying he's only a modicum of a person, because that was a
That
really
was
good
very
line.
That was
funny.
so fucking funny.
All right.
Exercising that new vocab of his.
I have
Then-
like 3 things written down from the session, and one
Yeah.
of them is not a come up with person.
It was good.
Dooch.
It was good shit.
I am gonna give it to Claudia for the way she handled herself on the bridge. Very surprisingly well, without jumping in too far on certain things and keeping it on task and just keeping it simple, letting her talk and asking the right questions.
Buddy is a budding little leader.
All right.
Also, the butter thing was very smart.
Yes,
Goddamn
for the butter
genius.
thing too. Yeah.
So we
Or
have
it's completely dead lead and Echo's like, what the fuck, guys? Come
we
on.
have 2 vote for Claudia and 2 votes for Gideon, which, as we have a tie, that means both of you earn an inspiration.
Yay.
Yay!
Well done. I'm proud of you all as you're diving into my mystery
We learned
Of-
so
of
much.
familial pain.
That was a lot.
Can I also just say it was really fucking fun for me to be like, well, if I was gonna disguise myself as somebody, such as
That was pretty funny.
fucking
So
I
many
loved
fucking
the butter
drops.
adventure because it was so ridiculous and yet it was so
It was so logical.
actually reasonable.
It
And
was
so
relevant.
just like, why is this my life?
Like,
We
every
need to
time
follow
you
this lead
go
on
out,
Butter, so like, what?
Like, why are you?
Expending
gonna be
time and
really-
energy on this.
Aren't
gonna
you
be really
happy I
funny
have
if we,
rapport
like-
with Tarly now?
Clearly.
You're
Doesn't
on your way
mean
to
nobody-
the altar with Tarly, my guy.
My guy, bro.
And then we're gonna find Sadie's like hut and it's gonna have, 20 pounds of bread.
Just
Right.
all buttered bread. All
What
of
if
it.
her
Butter
hobby is, like-
sculpture.
That's what I was
like,
gonna say. What if her hobby's butter sculpture?
Just like an entire butter sculpture.
And she's completely innocent.
And she just like decided to get butter this one time. It's like whatever. This sounds like a good idea. I just want
She
some
made
butter.
a butter board and she's like laying in it.
She's just super tired of running out of butter.
Maybe it's for her
Has a lot of
skincare
lobster,
routine.
You guys, she must just have a lot of lobster. She needs all the butter for it.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Definitely
Skincare
so much
routine.
lobster in its watch.
So much
Or
lobster in the
Endsmeet.
world was.
Anyway,
Oh my
Like, the Veil's
God.
Sin, there's Fae. She could have lobster. She could have Fae lobster.
Is that
Thank-
a butter frog?
Butter frog!
oh boy.
Yay! I
Crossover
love
we didn't know we
him.
needed.
The best gift. The best
Oh
gift of
my
all
God.
the butter gifts.
Thank you all for playing with me tonight, and to everyone listening, thank you for paying attention during all this nonsense. I hope you had a great time,
The Wildhearts in the search for the Butter Bandit.
and I hope you all have a good night.